jeopardy of losing that game. You know, so like they don't know how much longer that game's going to survive. And this is a problem with the game industry at the moment. You're prepared, good to see him. Ed saying, haven't touched the game, haven't turned on the PlayStation 5. There's still fan creation to word base and stuff. But, like, yeah, so I lose my train of thought very quickly, so I have to try and stay focused here. Yeah. So the Gran Turismo Sport community are really sweating right now because they don't know how much longer they're going to be playing that game for before they turn the servers off over there and then the game's bricked. It's absolutely terrible. You know, so I've got some friends that still play that Gran Turismo. We haven't got the money to play Gran Turismo 7 at this point. And even I didn't have the money to buy this game. A friend bought it for me. But yeah, so shout out Big Tiger Boy for that. But anyway, so I'm actually going to take 2 points off for that. The fact that you can't play the game offline. So you're renting this game at best, and you're at the mercy of these people to when you can play the game. So and these people are renowned for being merciless. So basically, what's happening here is we're at a 5-star review. We're at a 5 out of 10 at this point, and you know there's still more to come. Dobbo saying there's mention and known issues regarding balance of performance and workarounds using the racing transmission. So pretty sure that relates to the Tomahawk, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean if they nerf the Tomahawk, they've already. So we're about to go down to a 4-star. So this is the worst rated game that Sony has ever produced. I mean, this isn't a Polyphony Digital game. They're just employed to make the game. This is Sony's baby. This is the #1 selling game in Sony's existence in video games. You know, from Gran Turismo 1 from 1997 to 25 years later to 2022. So this is the #1 game that Sony has ever produced, and it's had 25 years of loyal supporters like me. So I want to get this out there already. A lot of people know already. You know, I was the biggest Gran Turismo fan. You know, I'm a 25-year veteran at this game. I've played the game since the demo, in fact. You know, I've been playing this game for 25 years and the demo a couple of years before that. So this game is getting, you know, let me be fair here. This is getting an honest review by a 25-year, a 25-year veteran gamer of this franchise, and believe me, you know, I'm going to be as honest as I can be. I'm going to tell you all of the good points about the game, but I'm going to tell you all of the bad points about the game. Yeah, Ed's saying he's got no patience to play the game, so his is sitting in a beer coaster. I mean, obviously Ed was smart enough to know that the game was bricked on release, so he didn't even play the game. Picard saying I was driving endurance with glitched Tomahawk and I quit because why am I doing this? Yeah, I mean people are just tired of the grind, but obviously we need to grind in order to buy the vehicles that we want. But anyway, right, we're gonna get through this review. So basically, we're down. Is it a 5-star? Yeah, we're at a 5 out of 10 just now, and no, actually we're down to a 4 because you know, Gran Turismo Sport looks like they're going to be turning the servers off in that soon because this game's out. So that game has the writing is on the wall for that game. So we're down at a 4 out of 10 just now. So the economy. So we're about to hit a 3 here. And remember, all the good points will be going back up again, guys. So this is going to be a very honest, balanced review, and this is coming from a 25-year veteran of this game. And even a couple of years before that, when the demo came out, because we hammered that demo to death as well. Let me hold on a second here. Yeah, so the tuning shop. In fact, let me get an expensive car out just to show you how bad this actually is.
All the parts are nerfed, didn't they?
Yeah.
A lot of them, some cars are just like none available.
Yeah, so we're about to go down to a 3 out of 10. And then you can give your review of the game as well after, James. So what we just bought there. Okay, so the tyres here, they're realistic tyres, for these high-performance tyres. But wait till you see things just go crazy. Okay, so to buy a set of tyres, it's almost 40,000 credits. So yours is meant to be it's meant to be like what it is in real life. So like $40,000. If these tyres were that price in real life, nobody would be racing apart from the billionaires, and multi-millionaires. But it gets worse than that, So we're at a 3 out of 10 because these prices
are expensive, but not that expensive.
Yeah, not even close. That's not even close to realistic. I mean, this is designed to force you into microtransactions at the end of the day, or you can waste the rest of your life grinding to get 40,000 credits for a set of tyres. Right, this is where it goes nuts. So for a new engine of this car, now look at this. I should really this should be at a 0 at this point, but I'm going to be as fair as I can and as balanced as I can, so nobody can say I was just hammering the game. You can see I'm being very lenient here, but this should be at a 0 at this point. So to replace the engine of this car, and I just spent 9 million credits in this car. So to replace the engine in this car, it's 4.5 million credits. And again, this is meant to be, the economy is meant to represent real life. It's meant to be like a real life game, but you can see there's 28,500 for a set of wet tires. It's insane. But there you go, 4.5 million credits. So when the engine wears out, and again, the wear in these engines is highly unrealistic as well. They wear really fast to force you into spending this as well. So this is 4.5 million credits here to replace the engine. So again, it's just insanity. Now it gets worse. Look at this one. Follow this little arrow here. So look down the bottom left. 10.8 million credits to create the body. So you can see here the body is currently sitting at excellent. But that wears, I'll show you that in another car I've got just now. So when that gets to wearing, you have to replace the body of the car, which again is a very realistic aspect of the game. But in order to replace the body of this car, it wouldn't cost 10.8 million credits. A body shop would do that for 10,800 credits, pounds, or whatever. So again, it's completely unrealistic. So again, we should be down at a 0 at this point, but we were at a 3, we're at a 3 out of 10. Now let's just look at another aspect. As I said, touched on earlier, this is the worst rated game that Sony has ever produced. It's in the top 100 worst games in the world, and that's in Metacritic.com. And so it's currently sitting at a 2 out of 10, okay? So we're currently sitting at a 3 out of 10, and this is me being very kind, considering we can't play the game offline. Or, I've already covered the points. Yeah. So we're currently sitting at a 3 out of 10 for this game. But the game is classed as a 2 out of 10. It's in the top 100 worst games ever made. So it's great that this game has been completely and utterly destroyed, by the community, because we don't want an Electronic Arts FIFA game, a cash cow game, or a Rockstar game, that pulls the money out of our cold dead hands. Yeah, so we've raised our voices and we've fought back and we've basically, it's basically a draw at this point where they recognise that they jumped the shark and they've given us a bit more money to play with, but I'm going to get into that as well later on. So they're kind of like, okay, we've really upset our fan base, so we need to try to listen to them and all of this. And we've got 2 apology letters from the CEO. So Kaz, if you're watching this review is an honest review, and it's coming from a 25-year veteran of playing your games. And you can see from my gamer tag GTR-Senna or GTR-Senna, I've got the Platinum Trophy in all of these games, and I'll have the Platinum Trophy for this. I just spent 9 million on the road to getting the Platinum Trophy for this game as well there, for the Legendary Car Trophy. You know, and I'm pretty sure they watched my live stream, because I had collectively over 4 live streams of over 23,000 people watching that. And obviously it boosted my YouTube channel tremendously. You know, I've got great friends. You know, I've got James in here. He's from the first live stream. And I've got really good friends in the chat just now, and we're all saying the same thing. And this isn't an echo chamber, because every single one of them is like, well, I like this part of the game and I like that part of the game. So we don't actually all agree ourselves in terms of the game, but we agree that we're that basically the gaming community has been hurt. You know, but we actually disagree with little things. You know, some people like this. Some people like that, you know, like for example, I like the aspect of having this stuff in here, but I mean the prices are completely unrealistic, and I like the fact, I mean, like as I said, with that Ferrari 250 GTO, that car's 70 million credits that car's $70 million in real life as of a few years ago. It's probably worth over 90 million today, if it was ever to sell again. That car's the most sought after car in the world right now. Well, it always has been actually. It's always broken the record every single time. That 250 GTO. You know, so I like that aspect, but you know, give us the opportunity to get 70 million credits within a reasonable time. You know, as I said from the very first live stream, you know, where I decimated this game. But for good reason, you know, like I love this game, and it's a love-hate relationship. It's like, okay, I recognise this is a top level game in terms of you know, in the video game industry. But then they've gone full blown microtransactions, you know, cash cow, you know, this whole pay to play type scenario. And you can see how bad it is here. To replace the chassis of this car is 10.8 million credits. You know, so we're currently sitting at 3, but it should actually be at a 0 right now. I'm being very kind to the game, and we'll build that back up later. You know, with the positive things. In fact, I'll just show you quickly. So this is actually the apology from Kazunori Yamauchi. You know, and he's the CEO of Polyphony Digital, creator of Gran Turismo, and you can see here we have an apology letter here from him, and we actually got a 1 million credit. You know, he basically gave us 1 million credits, you know, to say sorry as well to us. So he says he's going to fix it, you know. But they're saying that they're going to be fixing, you know, I mean, that's the brilliance of the live chat in here, and the newfound friends that I've made since that very popular first live stream is, you know, somebody's actually got the research here, right in front of me, and it says, so Dobbo's saying there's mention in known issues regarding balance of performance points and workarounds using the racing transmission, so pretty sure that relates to the Tomahawk, unfortunately. So I mean, so you know, people, you know, are pulling the research from the official website and updating in real time here. You know, so it looks like the method that we've got to make money just now is going to be destroyed. You know, this is the disconnect between the giants in the game industry and the gamer, where we've managed to find a way to. In fact, I'll just show you that, because I touched on that earlier. So you've seen the ridiculous you've seen the ridiculousness of this game already, you know. And this is me being fair to the game. I would actually have it at a 0, but just for just so nobody can say that I'm being hard in the game, I'm only coming down 1 out of 10. I came down 2 for can't play the game offline because that's a massive thing. That's just pure disgusting behaviour from Probably Funny Digit. And the reason that they want us online all of the time is so that they can monitor us. And that was actually touched on in his first apology. He actually said in his first apology letter, which wasn't really an apology, it was damage control. And he actually said to us, he goes, I don't want you doing the same track over, a small track over and over again. I want you to enjoy the game. I want you to play the game in a broader sense or something like this, he said. You don't quote me on that, I'm paraphrasing, but that's effectively what he said, So what's he telling us there? He goes, you see what you're doing that Fisherman's Ranch, a very small track, and you're getting 100 grand every, say, 3.5 minutes. I don't want you to do that. So what they're telling us is, you know, and then they sell our data. You know, it's called data mining, and they sell our data, you know, to marketing, to marketers, you know, and then you know, so that, you know, that's. In any business, you know, knowing your market is key, but we won't touch on the business aspect here, but that's what they're doing to us. So he told us, he goes, we know what you're doing, we know when you're doing it, and we know how long you're doing it for, and we don't want you to play the game like this. We want you to play the game in a broader sense. So we found a way to make, the fastest way to make money, and they recognised that, and they says, no, we don't want you doing that. Yeah. You know, so I mean, again, the game should be down at 0 at this point for what I'm talking about here. But so when people are studying this review at a later date, they can say, well, he's being fair, he's being honest. He's not, you know, that's a huge thing what they're doing there, and he's only taken it down. Well, I actually took that one down by 2, but as I said, it should be coming down by at least 5. Yeah. But you know, because that's just madness. You know, we can't play the game offline, so we're renting this game again. But yeah, so that was an insight. They're telling us, we know what you're doing, we know when you're doing it, and we know how long you're doing it for. We want you to play the rest of the game. But what they're not understanding is the reason that we're grinding. I mean, Pickard's just given up there. You know, he just quit because he's like, why am I doing this? I'm grinding to buy a set of 40,000 credit tires and a 100. I mean, that's another thing I forgot. The NOS in this game is 100,000 credits. I mean, I've got to show you this. I mean, maybe you might have seen it yourself. Although NOS probably isn't available from this game.
Some waste cards.
My wee girl's having a night. I'm having a night with everybody. But my wee girl, she's like lying over my right leg here. So like I'm looking after my friend's dog just now, as most of you will know. But you know, for those that you don't know, I'm looking after my friend's dog. And since my friend's dog's moved in here, my own little dog, you can see them actually in my other YouTube videos. She's like, yes, I know of him. You're having a night now. You're okay. She's just been, like, when I'm trying to race, she's like literally over my right leg. So like, there's a video I put out, how to be the #1 racer in the world, where I show the #1 guys going around tracking their wall riding, and they're just basically cheating, you know, to get they found a way to not get penalised. So there's all of these little glitches, you know, to give you a massive advantage in the game. You know, and they can cut tracks and all of that. So in that YouTube shot, you can see like how to be the #1 game. You'll see like my little girl, she's like right over my right leg. You know, so that's my accelerating leg. So like when I'm trying to, it's like when you see me racing in a minute. My little girl is like hooked over my right leg, so that's my accelerator leg. And yeah, so she was just having a really night. I think my glasses are broken. I've got to put the leg back in. I need to get a set of new glasses. The leg keeps on falling off. But, yeah, so we're currently down at a 3, but we should be at a 2. Well, we should actually get a 0, but we're going to move on. Yeah, the NOS is what I don't need to show you. The NOS is 100,000 credits in this game, so it's absurd. So Pickard's given up Picker 2005 in the live chat. He's given up. He's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's given up. And of course, like I've just blinded 9 million to buy that legendary card so I can get the platinum trophy for this game. So we're going to move on to actually. So that this is the game in a broader sense. You know, like you can't play the game offline. The game's heavily. Oh wait, hold on, mixing the live chat. I've been grinding credits and down cards left and right and using the exploit as much as I can. I mean, they shouldn't be taken. I mean, I don't even call that an exploit. So basically, the so-called exploit is you break the gears of the car, the fastest car in the game. In fact, I'll just show you that right now. Oh, and this is what I wanted to touch on earlier as well. I'll show you the ridiculousness of this. So this car has actually been damaged for a while. So this is the car in question. So this so-called I don't call this an exploit at all. So basically, what's been done here is some very clever person discovered that if you make the first 3 gears inoperable, which you can see here, I mean this is a 450 mile per hour car. You know, this is a concept car from Dodge. It's the fastest car in games. You can actually get up to over 470 mile per hour and almost 500 mile per hour in the slipstream. But anyway, so somebody discovered if you break the first 3 gears here and make them inoperable, it would put the PP down, the performance points down in such a way where you can take the fastest car in the game and race it against. And you know, you basically grind a lot faster. But you can see the rest of the gears are normal. They're geared out perfectly. You know, so you're basically tricking the game into thinking that you have an inoperable car, and it reduces the performance points by half. So anyway, this is what Nick's talking about in the game. Racing Hurricane. How much does it cost? The SRT.
The AI are cheating with their cars anyway, so you know what I mean.
The SRT, Tommy. What car's that? Harley. Are you wanting to come in? Are you want to come into the party as well, Harley? You're welcome to come into the party again. Yeah. So anyway, this is what Nick's talking about in the live chat here. So I don't even call this an exploit. It's just a way to. Next thing you can do a lap in 1:07. Oh, well done. That's very impressive. Yeah. So you can see here, my engine is bad. My engine is normal, but it's getting worn down. So I'm eventually going to have to replace the engine and the body in this car. And you can see it's only done 3,900 miles, and it's been broken like this for a while. All right, Harley doesn't have a headset. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, the Tomahawk is 1 million credits, Harley. So they should leave us alone with this. I mean, this is the fastest way to make money just now. This Tomahawk, but it looks like they're going to nerf this even. I mean, it's just madness what's going on. But the good thing is they've been exposed. You know, you can just go to. If you look again at one of my other YouTube videos, I've got a YouTube short there showing you why Gran Turismo died, and I just read. I just read the Metacritic. Well, just randomly, it's all zeros there. You know, 1s and 2s and that. Too, because the gaming community has stuck together here and says, you know, we want to play this game offline. Yeah. You know, leave us alone. We don't want to be spending microtransactions. You know, basically everything I've covered in the first part of this game. So I actually love all of this stuff because it goes back to so like see the first Gran Turismo 1 to 6, they're all basically 10 out of 10. You know, so this is what I'm saying. You know, for me, like as I said from the very first live streams I did, for me to be saying this, you know, that where I've defended this game my whole life really, goes to show how bad it is. So you can see here you have to change your oil, you have to change your engine, and you have to do your body repair.
I'm trying to remember what car its oils no good, like.
Yeah. You know, so I actually love all of this stuff. So there's your engine overhaul, 100 grand, but then it comes to a point where your engine overhaul doesn't work anymore, and you have to replace the engine because you lose just too much horsepower. And the same with the rigidity of the car. You can see it's like insane.
So all my cars are engine oils normal. These ones.
So obviously, like I'm going to talk about. Let me just see if there's any important points I've missed. Let me just think here. You know, I've not like taken notes on this or seen other people's reviews. This is just off the cuff. This is just me reviewing the game. You know, in real time. I just thought I'd do it. So, oh yeah, let's hammer them down here to this. No, in fact, I'm not going to take this off because I want people to watch this back and see that it's an honest review, and I'm trying to be as fair as possible. But look how they're trolling us here. They added this in with the last update, the human comedy, and these are known to be very difficult to win. You know, so why have they called this the human comedy? I think they're trolling us because we're certainly not laughing doing these. These are some of the hardest races. You know, like I know some really quick drivers that only came second on this. You know, so yeah, so we'll just leave it at a 3 just now. But you know, I should really put it down to a 2 because it looks like they're trolling us here. The human comedy, where, for example. Like, look at this, 10 times fuel increase, 10 times tyre wear. You know, and as I said, I know some pretty quick people, you know, and they could only manage second. I don't know who did delivery Harley comedy indeed using Tomahawk. Yeah, there's one of them. There's one of them you can actually use. I'm actually going to do that now because they're obviously going to patch it. The Deep Forest.
You're not actually doing it, are you?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it now. Yeah, we'll.
Or them owl ones.
Yeah, I'm going to do one. Hold on, my glasses is breaking here. Yeah, well. Depending on the live stream, we can do some online lobby stuff after this race. Yeah, so this human comedy, I should have put it down to a 2. Craig Nesbitt, I'm liking GT Sport better so far. Yeah. Oh wait, there's Vern. There's Vern on. We'll send Vern a party invite. Nick, bro, let me give you better settings. You only change a few. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but is this raining? Is it in here actually?
Probably is. Yeah, what you got in Burns lobby.
Yeah, Craig Nesbitt. You know, like how long are they going to keep the Gran Turismo Sport server up for? You know, that was the beauty of that first live stream I did a month ago. Was, you know, people got a taste of how bad it is when a game developer, when a game giant decides that you're not going to be able to play the game offline. You'll play the game when we tell you when you can play the game, and then even when we give up on that game, you're only going to have a small demo and you can't actually progress. Your save means nothing. So like GT Sport, I mean, the community's talking about that. I was talking to some friends on there yesterday, and they were saying, you know, how long do you think we've got? A year? Do you think we've got 6 months? How long? You know, GT Sport, the writing is on the wall for that game. You know, because eventually they're going to force everybody onto here, and so this is, you know, people have got a taste of how bad it is when game giants become tyrannical. But the good thing is we fought back though. Pickard saying, why play 1 hour when you can get more than 20 minutes? It's just, because obviously they're going to, what they're going to do here is, Pickard, when they nerfed the Tomahawk, like as, I think it was you that actually pointed that out, was it? Or no, it was Dobbo pointed that out. I'm going to have to come back in here with a car that I don't have an advantage of, and obviously, I'm a very competitive person, and you should always try to have an advantage in whatever you're doing. So, like, I always like to have a car better than them, so I have an advantage, So it's just less stress, basically. So I'm going to hammer this now because they're probably going to nerf this car in a couple of days, but they should leave us alone. I mean, their risk assessors weren't accurate. They says just do them, and we'll get away with it. But they didn't. We held their feet to the fire in terms of the reviewing the game. It's currently sitting at a 2 out of 10. My review is currently sitting at a 3 out of 10. Almost put it down to a 2 because they've called this a human comedy. But
it's horrendous.
Yeah, Vern, I'm just going to send you an invite, buddy. Get you in here. My mum, my brother will love to hear your voice. My mum's watching the live stream just now. I mean, like obviously the live chat's really good in here as well, guys. But basically we'll start talking about the good aspects of the game now. I mean, I've got the worst stuff out of the way, so like obviously I wanted that done deliberately so that people wanting to decide if they want to buy this game, they know what they're in for. In fact, we're going to go down to a 2 out of 10 because what they did was they bait and switched us. That's what the term is used in this strategy and these tactics. They advertised this game that we were going to go back to Gran Turismo 1. They were going to go back to their roots. For example, like this Deep Forest Raceway here. But they didn't do that. They said that they were going to go back to their roots. And then they released a trailer, showing the intro movie from the very first game, where in the first game it was a Nissan Skyline R33 GTR. Okay, so Vern's given it a 1 out of 10. And that's accurate, Vern. I mean, the game is sitting at a global level of 2 out of 10 at the moment, so you're only one worse than the game's actual rating. I'm currently sitting at a 2, but it's going to go up because I'm going to talk about what this game does better than any other game in a minute. Nick's saying the game is selling really well. It jumped back up in the UK sales chart because the UK got PS5 stock, and yeah, absolutely, it was the number 1 selling game in the United Kingdom on release. But it's just gone down for a 2 out of 10. This game did bait and switch on the gamers, us gamers. So they advertised the game as going back to its roots, and they released a beautiful trailer which it was full of nostalgia of the Nissan Skyline R33 GTR coming off of the race trailer. It even had the leaves blowing on the tarmac. All Nick saying, I'm afraid our cause is over. Yeah, well, we can only fight back as we can only fight back as much as we can. Yeah, I'm going to get Vern in here, but the thing is, Vern, I lose my train of thought so quickly. I need to get this point out of the way first. So they bait and switched us. They said, okay, we're going back to the roots, and they didn't. And then the trailer for the game, the intro movie for the game, which my first live stream got copyrighted for, because I thought it was copyright free, that song, but it wasn't. So I'm going to have to take the music out of that and then re-upload the first very popular live stream I did. The actual trailer for the game, they didn't give us that trailer which was advertised. It was a completely new trailer, and the car coming off of the race trailer this time is a Porsche Taycan electric car. So Racing Harley saying bye. See, have a good night, Harley. God bless. So like, it's almost like they were trolling us. It's like pre-game they gave us the nostalgia of Gran Turismo 1 and the beautiful trailer intro movie that was done. They teased us with that, and then when the game's released, that trailer's completely gone, and then the car coming off the trailer is an electric car, the exact opposite of a Skyline R33 GTR, which the engine was deceased in that car in 2002 because it could no longer meet emissions. And just 1 second, hey Senna, good to see you. Just 1 second, and he's saying hello to you as well, James.
Oh, hi.
Just 1 second live chat. So, so we're down to a 2 now because they did a massive bait and switch. So this game is as far away from the first game as it can possibly be. They switched the trailer to like an electric car. The game is microtransaction focused. The game is online only. There is no offline mode. And then when they shut the servers down, you've got a demo, a very small demo at best, which you cannot progress in. There's no save there. I mean, the economy is just shot, but again, that's under the microtransactions where you're forced to do microtransactions. So again, if you're watching this, Kaz, or you Polyphony Digital people, or you Sony people, do not nerf this car, because this is the only feasible way that we've got of making money at this point. It's so we're down at a 2 out of 10 for the bait and switch. I'm going to send Vern a party invite here, guys. So you're going to get a horrible blue screen here in a second, but there's nothing I can do about that. So we're going to get Vern in here. Yeah, so what's your thoughts on the game, James? I've been rambling on for a while now.
I think there's so much broken. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the game, but yeah, it was quite frustrating. When going through the career. You know what I mean? Like, you're forced and to listen to the and most of it he talks a load of rubbish.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, Vern. So
the guy in the cafe talks a lot of rubbish, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're horrendous. My viewers couldn't hear you, James, there because I was offline getting Vern in here. But what James was just saying there was, he hated the cafe menu, the way that you're forced. I mean, you're even controlled in the cafe menu. They've got you for 39 missions, where they just hammer you. Vern, could you stop that echo, please, for the live stream, because I can hear everything I'm saying back.
Yeah, just hang on.
So what rating would you give the game, James, out of 10?
Sorry about that, guys.
2 maybe.
So you're on for a 2 like the rest of the world. So your average review. Your review of 2 out of 10 is the same as the rest of the world at this point. Yeah. Oh, there's Vex. Good to see you, Vex. So your
I'm
rating.
being generous there as well.
Yeah. What's your rating for the game, Vern?
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Yeah. So I mean that's fair. There's just. Yeah. My mum who's watching the live stream just now, so she'll be loving hearing your voice, Vern. It's a shame Harley's not coming in.
Yeah. There's a reason why I'm saying 1 out of 10. Like you said, it's all about the missions, and you can't choose your own car to go battle with. So some of the tracks are very, very frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, it is frustrating.
Oh yeah, yo, Shirality. After missing you in the first live stream, I've got you in the second one here. So good to see you, Shirality. Are you wanting to do a quick review? Obviously, do you know that I'm live now, Shirality?
No, I didn't know.
All right, I'm live just now. But are you want? We're all doing reviews on the game. What's your review in the game, if you don't mind sharing with the live stream, Shirality? Or
I think it's not too bad, apart from the money side of it, the credits. I mean.
Yeah, well, as I was just saying before you joined there, Shirality.
For each race, things like that.
Yeah, my mum said it best, you got to boycott the game. Harley even said that as well. He goes, if you don't like the game, boycott it, and that's the only way you're going to get change done, And there's a lot of people saying the same thing. We just got to boycott it because it's the only way that they're going to listen. But you know, who was it that said it? I mean, this is incredible. You see the really real-time intelligence in the live chat here. You know, Nick just said it's the best-selling game in the UK just now, and it was the best-selling new game, you know, by a vast majority when the game was released as well.
Well, yeah, but here's more of my review, and here's my honest review. The mission stuff is a real joke. They did really good on the photo, except for we need to bring more of all our cars in instead of just 3 on certain photos. The 39 missions, and they did a false advertisement, and this
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did.
This is the big thing that gets me. They had one of the famous drifters who also was in Too Fast, Too Furious, or Tokyo Drift, and, you know, everyone was thinking, oh, they're going to be part of the game. They weren't.
Yeah, that's right. That was Han. That was Han.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
my favourite character from that movie.
And they just
I
took
can't remember his name, though.
That's it. They didn't even put him in the game.
Yeah, Han.
Him, you know, in as a character where, you know, you can interact with, or, you know, make
Yeah.
missions where it's a battle between, you know, the suicide, whatever, the team that he's racing with,
Yeah.
and them, you know, for like drifting. I mean, Driftworks would probably whoop their ass, or whoop their little tush, one way or another.
Yeah.
But they didn't include that in some of the missions to get you through this game. It was race these vehicles, get this vehicle, and go clear up. And then when you attack us by not getting a fair amount of credits to where, you know, these legendary cars are like 2.5 million on average. Man, all you're doing is sitting there urinating on us without satisfaction. And I know I'm sounding gross right now, but I'm being the god-awful truth. I'm
No, I completely agree with you, Vern. I agree with your rating of 1 out of 10. I'm just like the reason I'm being tolerant with them is because I don't want people to watch this honest review of Gran Turismo and just think, oh, he's just hammering the game. Like as you just said there, the photo mode as well. So what would you actually give the game Shurality out of 10?
Ooh, that's difficult.
Well, I'll let you muse about that. I'll let you.
8.
About 8.
8 out of 10.
Well, you know, this is the great thing, you know, about, you know, having a live service and a live chat ongoing here. In fact, anybody that's in the live chat just now, what's your review of the game out of 10? You know, put it down in the live chat there. But yeah, I think that's great, Shirality, where, you know, nobody's denying the brilliance of this game. Even Vern touched on it there. There's like the photo mode. I mean, we've got Vex in here. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to do a lot. I'm trying to do a lot of things quickly here, not quickly, but I've got a lot of ground to cover. Vex is saying in the live chat, if anyone's interested in Gran Turismo 7 photography, I post on Instagram. My username is the same as my name on here, just lowercase. If people like car pictures, so that's Vex999. So that's Victor space Echo space X-ray space X-ray space 999. So there's a shout out to Vex999 on Instagram. We'll have a look at your Gran Turismo. I don't know if you're on my friends list, Vex, but if you put your gamer tag in the live chat, Vex, I'll show your storefront on the live stream here. And Vex is saying, he goes on to say, they got to add that Pennzoil R34 in the game. Yeah, exactly. They teased us with that Nissan R34 GT500 race car.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they teased a lot of cars, and they kind of basically flushed it down the toilet like they don't care. Now,
Oh, they don't.
I've heard
Wait, Vern. Vern, Nick's saying in the live chat that you're very quiet. He can barely hear you. Is there a way to turn up your mic without getting the echo?
Yeah, I turned it completely down to test it and didn't ask how it was.
Yeah. So you is that better, Nick? I mean, I can hear you fine, Vern, but obviously in the live chat they're saying you're low. Maybe turn it up a bit more, Vern.
Is it echoing at all?
Echo. No, it's not echoing. For me, anyway. Is that better, Nick? Can you hear Vern more now?
I'll get into the live chat. I'm not even in the live chat because I was trying to get into the game, and.
Oh well, I think Drift has got a lobby open, Vern.
No, I was in a lobby, but I left it. I'm gonna make a new one if you want.
Yeah, so I mean that's what Shirality just said there. He's given the game an 8 out of 10 because there's a lot of brilliance in this game. You know, like and again, this is the daddy of all simulation. This was the first one. This was the first race simulator in the world. The first real proper one. I believe the first one was a game called Hard Driving. I played that game so much as well, but and this was the first game that had like you could buy a car and tune the car, you know, and then Forza and every other game went on to copy that, to copy this franchise.
So now I'm watching the live stream, so I'm sorry, buddy, if you couldn't hear me, and I do apologize.
Oh yeah, he's saying it's better now. Nick's saying that's good. So yeah, so I mean, you know that's the great thing about having a live service and a live chat is you can see things happening in real time. And even from the very first popular live stream I did, which got collectively over 23,000 views, I mean there was people disagreeing with us in there, but they did it politely. They were saying, well, you know the game's brilliance in the physics and the graphics and the photography, and now you're seeing it in real time here with Shirality. So you're seeing somebody giving the game an 8 out of 10. And I'll just give you my review right now. My review is I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Just because I mean obviously you're about to see here the game physics are up there with the best in the business. The graphics are up there with the best in the business. The fact that you can tune cars, even although we're getting hammered for that tuning, and it's completely unrealistic, and we're getting hammered for the prices of tuning. The fact that you can tune the cars. I mean, you've got Colin McRae's homologation rally car in the game, the 22B.
Start.
Yeah, the Mazda 787B. You know, Lamborghinis. You know, Vern's got his Corvettes there. Everybody's got their favourite cars that they want to drive. You know, so for the car,
Corvette, but I don't have the C8.
Yeah. Hopefully they should put that in. You know, the C8. You know, so their car selection is fantastic. The graphics is fantastic. The track selection is fantastic. So I'm going to give it an extra 3.
The pricing of the cars that I'm going to get nailed on. That's where I'm going to sit there and say it's still about a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
I'm nailing this game straight on across all the way at 2. Mm-hmm. You know, except for the livery and stuff. The livery is right in the middle, and the graphics and realism is right there, right at a 6 or a 7 or 8, right in there. Everything else 2, because it needs to be a lot tougher.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Vern. But you know, I don't want this review to be lost in translation. So I want people to see that I'm giving it a very honest review, where this game has a lot of brilliance, you know. But the game at the top end of that brilliance of the spectrum, where it's at the top in the industry, at the same time it's at the bottom of the industry, along with Electronic Arts and Rockstar Games that are just, you know, getting every last real bit of money out of the gamers. You know, they're pulling every last penny out of their cold dead hands. You know, so like this game has the best in the business at one side of the spectrum of the table, but it's got the worst at the other side of the table. So I want people to to watch this review and to understand that it's a very fair, honest review, where I'm telling you the best things. You know, this game's the best in the industry at a lot of things, like graphics and stuff. But it's also at the worst alongside Electronic Arts and Rockstar Games and these horrible... I mean, this game isn't even a freemium game. You have to pay £60 for the game, so you can't even class this as a freemium game where you pay for the premium content. This whole microtransactions pay to play thing. It's at the very bottom of the spectrum, just like in real life reviews, not like bought and paid for shills reviewing the game. When you actually see the user score, the gamers themselves rating the game, all of these microtransaction based games are all like 3 out of 10 and lower, and again, this is in the top 100 worst games ever made for good reason. But I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because as Vern just said there, the photography, the fact that you can make liveries. I mean, in reality, he's a great livery maker. We showed his...
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great livery guys in the live chat here and on my friends list. But as you know, guys, I always delete my live streams after, for various reasons. But I'm actually going to leave this one up because this is like a game review. So this one, I'm not going to delete. This one's going to stay up there. Unless they ban it or something. But I'm going to leave this one up. So I'm not going to take this one down. But for the reasons mentioned by Vern and Shirality in here, and my own and my own review of like the graphics, the car selection, the tracks, and I'm going to give it an extra 3 and put it to a 5. So that's my review done, guys. So if you want to, if you just want to find out about the game and the review of the game, that's it, pretty much done. I'm going to race the car now and explain to you about the physics and the graphics and the fantastic area. But unfortunately, this car that I'm driving is going to be nerfed, I think, on Thursday. But hopefully they don't do it, because we gave Kaz an out in the first live stream, where we told him, don't nerf us. The Tomahawk, the gear, breaking the gears, to get it lower down. So
they're planning on doing that.
So we gave Kaz and Polyphony Digital and Sony a big out in the first live stream, where they said, don't nerf us, it's not going to go down well. But they did it to us anyway, and then their game went from a very high rated game to like a 1.5 rated. It was actually in the top 10 or top 20 worst games ever made when they did that first nerf to us. But now that they've said, okay, we understand, we've upset you, we're going to try and give you more money, we're going to try and fix things. The game's climbed back up by half a point to a 2 now. So
that's just a spit in the face.
So again, we're going to give you another out, Cass. Do not nerf this car, because at the moment this is the only way we can make money to buy these 20 million cars and 9 million cars, and then if we ever need to replace the chassis and the engine, it's going to be another 10 million, as I just showed at the start of this. So leave this car alone, for crying out loud. We gave you an out in the first one, you didn't listen to us. And look what happened to you. You're made one of the worst games in the world as a result of it. Away from all the good aspects of the game. But Dobbo's saying here in the live chat, in terms of the driving side of it and the fact it's all I am playing on, I would give it a 7 to 8, as I do enjoy it. But it has some crippling faults, that's for sure. So Dobbo's given it a similar rating to Vern, so I've given it a 5. What did you give it again, James?
1.2.
It was a 2. You gave it a 2, down, and Vern gave it a 1. So you. So
I'm in 2 out. I'm joking.
Yeah. Nick, what would you give it out of 10? If you're still in the live chat, and Vex, people in the live chat, what's your review of the game? What would you give it out of 10? Oh, and Dobbo's, I've missed a couple of things. Dobbo said, I like others are very torn on this game. I love it, and I'm also really disappointed in the direction it's taken. Would be a difficult rating for me for the above reasons. Okay, Nick gives it a 4 out of 10. So, so obviously Nick's taken into account all of the really bad aspects of the game, but he's also given it an extra few points for all of the good aspects. So you're seeing, so that's 1, 2 in the live chat. Yeah, Nick, I can't get past the always online economy. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the main gripes for me is you can't play the game offline either.
Yeah, I made a lobby again.
I don't know if Pickard wants to give a review, but anyway, guys, put your reviews down in the live chat to see what, and then other people can see what you guys are giving it as well. So that's 2 in the live chat, and then how many people have we got in here? There's 4 in here. So that's 6. So you're seeing 6 people's reviews. So what's the average there? So the average is like a 5 out of 10. The average is like a 5 out of 10. We've got a 1, we've got a 2, we've got a 4, we've got a 5, and we've got 2 8s basically. So the average is about 5. Sorry, what did you say there, Vern?
1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this hour endurance with a car that I've got an advantage with, while I still can. Shirality's saying hello, Nick. That's cool. Okay, so. Oops, Daisy, what did I just put there?
Yeah, I made the lobby, by the way. So.
I just dropped my Xbox controller. Michael, there's a guy called Michael Christopher in the live chat. He's given it a 5 out of 10. Nick in the live chat saying, hi, back to you, Shirality. Yeah, so how's your wee dog doing, Shirality? Oh, doing good. Hopefully, Jake's over there asleep on the couch, and my wee girl's like literally asleep on the right leg. So I'm gonna try and use the accelerator with my wee dog on my leg. I've kind of got.
Taking them out for a walk?
No, I've just taken them out for a walk, and they've been fed, and they've had all of their treats. Just 1 second in the live chat's given it a 4 out of 10. So the average out of 9 people, well, actually 10 people with Christopher. Yeah, so it's like a 4.6 out of 10 on average. So I was just about to say that, about 4.5 out of 10. So the average is like a 4.6 out of 10. But again, if they didn't hammer us with the microtransactions and the ridiculous economy, and you can't play the game offline, this game would be sitting up at a 10. I mean, like, obviously, I'd imagine that's why Dobbo and Shirality, I'd imagine that 2 points is for the microtransactions and offline only, is it? Yeah. But anyway, guys.
Another thing, limiting certain tracks, limiting tracks and cars.
Yeah.
And not only that, I was expecting more original tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Seattle, Midfield Raceway, Apricot Hill. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I made a lobby, by the way.
Right, so my steering wheel posts right, guys, and if anyone thinks I'm looking at, go watch my other videos. You'll see it going to the right. Well, I have to counter steer this thing myself, so go easy with me on my driving. Plus, it takes a long time to learn the wheel physics as well, so I've got it all going against me now. I can go in control pad and be really quick, but just 1 second is saying I don't want PS Plus in any game. I don't want online only. The single player feels unfinished and the lobbies are crap, it seems. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Yeah, the lobbies are broken, so let's just hope that's a teething problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just 1 second saying it's a 4 out of 10. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking about going down to a 4 as well. I actually forgot about how bad the lobbies are. You know,
Yeah,
so...
they definitely are broken.
But yeah, I think I'm going to go down to a 4.5 with my review because the lobbies are broken. And not only are the lobbies broken, but you can't actually communicate with the people you're racing with. It's like they're under some sort of communist agenda. You can't even talk to the people you're racing with. You know, you can't even communicate with them verbally. You can only send them text messages, and then that's heavily monitored as well. So like, see when you, like, I'm not even joking. Like, if I say something to somebody in a text message, like half of it's like starred out with asterisks. Even though I'm not even saying anything bad, it's just like it's all blocked out because it's like the computer's thinking you're saying something else. It's just madness, you know. So I'm putting it down to a 4.5 out of 10. Actually, I actually forgot. It's not even things like that. It's just normal ones. You know, it's not like, oh, how did you smash me or anything. It's just like communicating normally. The game thinks, you know, it's not even like anything close to that, you know. But yeah, so just 1 second, saying 4 out of 10. Yeah, I forgot how bad the lobbies were. Just 1 second, so I'm glad that you brought that up because this is, you know, getting a really accurate rating now. 4.5, including the broken lobbies, and they need to improve the lobbies significantly.
You know what I was saying about the other day with it doesn't, it's still understeers, but you know the 177, I thought it was something to do with the tuning, why it was like bobbing and like glitching out, like it's bobbing and all moving, glitching out and all that, moving like back to front and everything, like just proper like glitching out, and I thought it was the tuning, it weren't, it was literally the lobby.
Oh, there's our Supra guys. Mine Harley made us all drive the Supra Group 4 and rode it was right in front of us. What a great race that was. That's a beautiful car to drive, and I hate that car in real life. That's a BMW Z4. See that car in real life is a BMW Z4 with a Toyota Supra badge on it. Right. But my goodness, does the car not drive well in this game? Do you remember that race, guys? Vern? You were in the race, were you, Surality? Yeah, so again, now you're going to hear some positive things about the game. And I never thought I'd ever have anything good to say about that Supra, but it does drive really well.
Yeah, I've got something negative to say about that, but I'll say that after you.
Well, just don't swear, we're on my live stream, so...
No, I was going to say, what you said about it being a BMW. You know, Mad Mike Widrick, I don't know, you say, he,
the drifter.
the new Supra, he put an actual Supra engine in it. So he engine swapped it and put an
the 2JZ. So
no, he
again,
put a 2JZ, but he's put a Supra engine in it now, so...
Yeah, that's called a 2JZ. Twin turbo. But anyway, let's start talking about how good the game is. Now that we've accurately covered all of the bad points of the game. Look at this Alfa Romeo Super Touring car in front of us. What a fantastic bit of kit that is. But we need to bring back the Vauxhall Calibra Super Touring car as well. You know, that went head to head with this Alfa Romeo.
I made a lobby burn if you wanted to
just look how beautiful that car is. But the thing is, we need to bring back its enemy, the Vauxhall Calibra Turbo. You know, the Opel Calibra Turbo. It was in the previous Gran Turismo games. From, was it 2 to 6? I think it came in 2, was it? Yeah, so I'm trying to save my tyres here, guys. It's 10 times weight.
We don't even know if these certain cars are in the game or not, you know what I mean? Until they tell me
Yeah, well, hopefully they bring the Calibra back. So there's a beautiful Nissan Silvia. There's a drift car near up for this car. That's another beauty. So now we're into the positive side of this game.
Oh, 100 mile an hour drift. I mean 120 mile an hour.
So look at this old Nissan Silvia drift car, but this isn't actually a drift car. This is a touring car. But it's primarily a drift car. These guys are actually flying. Yeah, so this is called rubber banding, guys. So no matter how fast you go, the computer's AI just rubber bands to you. So like you can go really far out into the distance, and then the computer's artificial intelligence, the bots will just rubber band straight up next to you. So it's well known that there's a lot of rubber banding goes on in this game. So, this guy's flying in the Silvia. So obviously when I'm playing I'm actually playing this game like somebody else said in the live chat. We were playing the game, and we could be playing other games. So like the fact that I'm racing on this Nissan Silvia here, I get to enjoy the beauty of that car. Oh, there's a nice McLaren MP4 up ahead as well.
Oh, this thing's a rocket. Yeah, this BRZ drift car is definitely a drift car. Nice.
Yeah, so even though the online lobbies are broken just now, they're very, there's a lot of teething problems going on. The game's been out over a month now, well over a month, and coming up two months actually. And you can see Vern and are you in there with them, Shubality?
No, I'm in the second place.
Alright, Vern and Drifter are racing in an online lobby there. Yeah, I thought you were actually going to say you were painting or something like that.
Once I know you can drift. I've seen you.
So what's the number one car? Oh, the damn electric car.
Yeah, this Subaru BRZ is definitely one.
Yeah, so again, the whole, when they bait and switched us with this game, instead of the Nissan Skyline R33 GTR being in the trailer, I can't remember what they did. I think they put the Toyota Supra, the old GT500 car, in the teaser trailer for this game. But it was originally a Nissan R33 GTR Skyline. And then when we get the game, we've got this piece of crap, this electric piece of crap. In the trailer, a full-on bait and switch. I'm sure they did it deliberately. Yeah, that's the number one.
It's not too bad, but still wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, well, electric cars running fossil fuels, for all of you guys that don't know that. And they also create more carbon dioxide to make. They're very dirty to make an electric battery. And the electric battery doesn't last very long. Hydrogen's actually the future if you want to go fully clean. But then again, we're carbon-based. This whole, the carbon dioxide is one of the four building blocks for life. Like we need carbon dioxide, and so do the trees. Without carbon dioxide, the trees can't breathe, and the plants can't breathe. And there's no oxygen coming out. So and then to dispose of an electric battery, they can't be recycled properly. And this is another fact as well, guys. The car is the most recycled thing in the world. The motor car, the automobile, is the most recycled thing in the world. So like when your car gets scrapped, it gets used for everything. Oh, there's the broken gears. So like you can see, that's how you trick the game. The first three gears are completely inoperable. So let's talk about the physics. The physics are next level. The graphics are next level. the car selection is next level, even though there's a lot of cars that we need back, like the Calibra, the Ford Escort RS Cosworth, you know, big favourites of mine. But yeah, we can still enjoy the game. So there you go. There's the honest review over. You've seen, what is it, 9 different people's, is it 9 or 10 different people's scores in the live chat there. And so I think this is a very honest review, as the title suggests. So again, my one's 4.5 because I forgot, and I'm so glad just 1 second brought that up about the lobbies. I forgot how broken they were. Is fuel and tyre wear on in this race?
I didn't know.
I don't think it is. No.
It probably is on.
You can see the physics there. I gave it a bit too much acceleration. The car spun out almost. Yeah, look at the brakes in this thing as well. Watch this. The thing looks like a praying mantis or something on the brakes. Yeah, we haven't heard of Wee out of Vern yet. Elves hasn't gone into full gaming mode yet.
I know he hasn't sworn yet. It's amazing.
Please don't swear. I'm on the live stream.
It's too much, having too much fun. That's why I named this lobby Keep Doing Fun.
I can hear Shirality's dog snoring away. What kind of dog is it again? You have Shirality?
Stuffed
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, beautiful dogs. Yeah, again, you know, it's like them dogs don't deserve the bad press.
Meet
It's all
up with you guys at the pits.
Oh man, this car's so obviously with my broken wheel, it's hard to be smooth. But I mean, look at the brakes in this thing. I mean, it's like a real animal. This car, or like an insect or something. There he goes.
There's only one wall in my drift lobbies, and that's no random 360s unless there's no.
Oh
people.
yeah, tires on.
I hate when people do that in drift lobbies.
I'm just doing a
Just
good job
random
of
360 right in front of
or
you.
worse.
You're like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, so just in terms of, like, obviously the review's done in the game, you know, so anybody that wants to know about the review, it's all been covered now. But like, you know, just not so much this Megane, but look at this Lamborghini Huracan. I mean, this is what I just love when I'm racing, just admiring these works of art. And Lamborghini just actually released a new Huracan the other day there. It's called Technica. You know, it's just a technical masterpiece. And man, that Lamborghini is really hammering us. So I don't think it like that. I only gave the game a 4.5 out of 10. So. But I just, when I'm racing, I just love admiring these cars. Yeah, so I was saying to you, Fidelity, you know, my sister's got 2 Rottweilers, and they're just gentle giants, you know. The bark's worse than the bite, and again, it's all to do with the owner. So like, these dogs don't deserve a bad press, you know, it's their owners that deserve a bad press. You know, don't blame the dog, you know, blame the owner. Dog was saying, do I buy the XJ9? Or do I save the credits for Northway? I would say buy it. You know, that's one of the best cars ever made, Dobby, the XGR9. I'm actually going to race that car later on. That's another car that they banned in real life as well. I think that car won Le Mans, then they banned it, you know, for some fuel pump or something like that. They found a way to ban it. You know, look at all the best cars in the world, they're all banned. You know, the Chafarel, the Jaguar, the Mazda 787B, they almost ran the Lamborghinis from GT, but they strangled the car's performance by putting massive air restrictors in the air intakes of the car. You know, so but yeah, like even though the review's done of the game, I'll still be talking about the good and bad aspects of the game.
Oh, and see if you can keep up with the drift game.
What was that, right? Oh, and that's another thing, like with my mum, that's a beauty as well, that's a R34 Skyline. It's like, you know, like with my mum,
I think you
and
found the hardest car to drift.
What car's that? What car's that, Jim?
What is it? Is that a Mazda? Yeah, it is, isn't it? I already tried to drift that Mazda, I think it's a Mazda. Yeah, I tried to drift that, it's like, it's pretty tricky.
That's the concept rotary car. But yeah, so... Yeah, it's a beauty, that Skyline. But yeah, like, when my mum and I, when we watch a movie together, it's we always like look at the cars in the background. You know, like if you're watching a movie from America or in Europe or wherever it is in the world, you know, there's different cars in different countries, and so like when my mum and I, when we watch a movie, we're always looking at the cars in the background. So it's the same with these live streams. Oh no, hold on a second. My leg is falling off my glasses. My leg's broken in my glasses. But yeah, so like when my mum's watching a live stream here, she's like saying, "Oh, what's that?" Like I know exactly what she's doing. You know, she's like, "Oh, what's that you're overtaking? What's that car in the background?" Like this is what my mum and I do. Like even the cars in the car park over there. You know, she's like spotting them, like the cars in the scenery. And the helicopter, what kind of helicopter is that? Is it a Pegasus engine, Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine? Yeah. It's like, so like, I'll try to go a bit slower over to, there's a Nissan Sylvia, that's the drift car, Mum. You know, from Toshiya, the drift car. I don't know if you guys ever remember that, the Toyota GT1, when it raced for Le Mans, it almost won Le Mans. The guy had a blowout, you know, on the Mulsanne straight at over 200 mph. He had the tire blowout. You know that beautiful red.
That was fun.
That GT1 Toyota.
Yeah, I know.
Well, anyway, the guy that was driving that was called. The guy that was driving that was called Toshiya, I think his name is, and he's known as the Drift King. He was in the Tokyo Drift movie, the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift movie, and he was the fisherman analysing the guy learning to drift, and you know, he said something like he's an amateur and he needs more skill, and then like once he mastered it, it was like not bad, you know. I mean, that was a Drift King, but yeah,
this is a handball.
Yeah, those Japanese drifters, that's the car that they drift, that's Sylvia. Like, you drive a lot of Sylvias, you've been a drift driver.
Yeah.
Drift.
I love the Sylvia, yeah. I love all of them.
You know, you can call it a 180 SX or a 200 ZX or... I mean, they go by many names, but they're known as Sylvias. Oh, there's a broken third gear again.
I'm not
so we're
sure
doing a good job of managing the tyres and the fuel. What are we on, lap 12?
The very first Sylvia's is 70s, I think. I'm trying to think. I should know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably 60s, 70s, something like that.
I don't think it goes back that far with the Sylvias, but 60s, I think it's more like 70s, but it might be right, yeah.
Oh no. Trying to drive too quick here.
Ben. Do you want to do a waste one?
In this thing?
What is
You
it?
kidding me?
A Corvette?
It's like sticking a fat man in a Volvo.
Yeah, I know.
Just don't do
It's
it.
a
Or
handful
not
when you
Volvo,
try and
a
drift that
Volkswagen
thing.
Bug. You just don't put a fat man in a Volkswagen Bug. You'll end up tipping the son of a gun over.
Yeah. I just realised your livery on your Corvette is my Corvette. That threw me off for a minute.
Audi TT. It actually tells you their names above it.
Yeah, and it's saying I'm driving a...
What's that one?
No, that Corvette ZR1's a handful because I maxed that out. That's a handful trying to drift that.
Yeah, that's some
not,
Chinese
that's
car,
not the
whatever that
ZL1
thing
like
is.
you're thinking it is. That's the race car.
Yeah. No, I just got the road car, the ZR1.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Oh. You want to buy that, that's OP.
Tomahawk, is it?
Got the Evo 10.
Yeah, it's got
got the
crazy
Tron
amount of
paint job.
torque.
Yeah, and then Harley was talking about what paint job was, and I forgot to answer him because obviously the conversation was so good. The paint job is the Tron paint job, Harley. Sorry for not answering that earlier on in the live stream.
I'm not going to try and drift this Corvette, it's too much.
And what we got here, we've got Suzuki Swift. Right now, see, like I know you don't like the Suzuki Swift, James, but in real life, it's a really, really good handling car in real life. My brother used to have one, a four-wheel drive one, an old.
I don't mind the car, I just don't like the look of it really.
Yeah, they're actually really good handling cars in real life. There's a good old Viper.
This sounds a monster. If I had this Corvette in real life, then my neighbours would really, really hate me. It's so loud.
It's got to be loud and proud. That's where you get the balls, baby.
Oh, we got a Vane on there. Well, I love the air brake. Is the air brake going to go up? It's not driving quick enough. You know when the Bugatti Veyron, when it brakes, you see the big spoiler go up with the big air brake.
Oh yeah, my Corvette handles
drag,
better than the 177. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
And we've got the Lamborghini Huracan again. Love just looking at these Lambos.
No offense to Corvettes, but
yeah. So if you guys want to check out the new Lamborghini Huracan, it's called the Technica. It's like a masterpiece. It's called. It was just released the other day. Then. See you later, Lambo. We'll be back in a few seconds.
the acceleration on this thing is insane. Why did that not count?
Bye.
I was just about to destroy your time there.
And we've got the beautiful Alfa Romeo, good old 90s super touring car. We need to get the Calibra back in here, guys. So Kaz and Polyphony Digital and Sony, if you're watching this live stream, get the Calibra, get back in here. What car are you driving, Vern? Yeah, did you know that Corvettes, when the person who designed them, what's his name again? They're going to bring a car out for him Yeah, it begins with a Z, some foreign name. Did you know that the first Corvette was meant to be mid-engine and it was meant to be rotary? It was meant to have a rotary engine.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Absolute fact. And they're releasing a new Corvette. Yeah, they said it was also too expensive to mass produce as well. They wanted a car that people could afford. If they went mid-engine and rotary, they couldn't meet the budget as well. But yeah, imagine that. yeah. So there's a Sylvia. There's a Sylvia. Well, what's your dog's name again? Trurality. Harvey. Hear Harvey snoring in the background. It's so beautiful.
Don't you do it, man.
And is he curled up next to you?
Yeah, go out. I mean, you can try.
Is your dog curled up next to you sleeping or? Oh man, yeah, so if you try to overdrive this Tomahawk, it really punishes you.
Oh yeah. It likes to... It doesn't do it all the time, it likes to understeer sometimes. Time to time it's like, yeah, no, no. I'm just gonna go straight.
There's that ridiculous electric car. Yeah, so if people really want to help the environment, hydrogen is the future. You know, and you know, there was when I worked for Audi, we actually had a prototype hydrogen car. Mazda, believe it or not, Mazda had a rotary hydrogen car. Back in 2003, we had a just running water. You know, so that technology is there. They just don't want to go near it. You know, like the same with electric cars. You know, electric cars. But yeah,
What are you playing at, sir? Are you trying to sabotage my time?
but yeah, hydrogen's the future. You know, that's the cleanest form. But let's not forget we're carbon-based creatures. You know, you know we're carbon. As I said earlier, you know we need carbon. It's like in Norway. Like what they did was they lined the motorways, the roads in Norway, with trees because they knew that the carbon dioxide coming from the vehicles, the trees would absorb it all. And what happened was in Norway, in the motorways, I've actually got a couple of friends from Norway. What actually happened was the trees grew so big they had to chop them down because the amount of carbon dioxide the trees were getting from the motorway made the trees grow super fast and super quickly and very large. So they had to chop the trees down. And did they replace them with new trees? No, they never. Because the lorry drivers and the truck drivers and the motorists were like, look, these trees are coming onto the road. They're so big. So instead of replacing the trees, they just cut them down because it was annoying the motorists. So again,
some money while we're here. You know what I mean?
So what them trees were doing was that those trees were taking in the carbon dioxide and putting out lots of oxygen.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. It means the pollution in one place of where it's being made, batteries, it needs to be taken care of. So it keeps
Yeah, but like smog, smog is a different argument. You
better run, Drift!
It's like you might be solving a smog problem in the city, but you're so-called harming the environment. Well, you definitely are harming the environment even more with these electric batteries because of disposing of them.
Nobody sees it, it's somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it's just virtue signaling anyway. Like, for example, like as I said in the last live stream, Bill Gates, one of the biggest pushers of this kind of crap. Like he in 1986 he bought a Porsche 959 twin turbo from Porsche, and it wasn't allowed in the country. So of course, with his pull and his influence, he went to the politicians who he owns anyway, and he said, "Look, I need to get this Porsche into America."
Did that corner go glitched on you?
And
make the car understeer.
I can't even turn in that corner.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's because the corner's glitched.
Yeah, it was you I was talking to, Shirley, wasn't it? With the Bill Gates law. Yeah, and you googled that and you've seen it. Yeah, the Bill Gates law. So because he owns the politicians, he's got them in his pocket. They made a law, and it's known as the Bill Gates law.
That was it.
Yeah.
He found a loophole where he
No,
could
he
take out his
he didn't.
Some
He didn't find a loophole. He created one.
Oh, that's right.
He created a loophole. The politicians created a law. It's known as the Bill Gates law, and they created a law which stated that you're allowed to take in these so-called very dirty vehicles into America as long as you only drive them to a car show. But of course, then the loophole really begins, because it's like you can drive them as a daily driver, and it's like if the police ever stop you, you just tell them you're on the way to a car show. So you just find out if there's a car show on the other side of the world, you say I'm going there, and you're allowed to drive the car.
Come on, man! I thought you were fast.
But anyway, that's an example of hypocrisy of Bill Gates. It's full hypocrisy. These virtue signals. These people are they own mansions all over the world. They own multiple different cars. They do that. Do as we say, not as we do. These people have got a bigger carbon footprint than a whole blooming town almost. But with all of their houses that we own all over the world and all of their vehicles, so like, but if you guys are thinking, what's he on about? Google the Bill Gates law, Porsche 959, Bill Gates law, 1986, I think it was. So there's a hypocrite right there. It's like we're not allowed cars, but he's allowed them. And this is the guy that's telling us what to do. It's well known that politicians are bought and paid for by big corporations. Microsoft being one of the
Bill
biggest.
Gates, the original hipster.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, well, it'll all come out. That's the good thing. The truth always comes out in the end, and we're starting to see the truth coming out now more. So it's like the old saying from the Bible. Like when you're making gold, the dirt always comes to the surface when you're making gold.
No, you don't. My controller's gonna die. No.
And and it's the same with these dirty, corrupt politicians.
It's Burns for he's nerfing me.
These billionaire psychopaths. The truth always comes out in the end. The dirt always comes to the surface, and they're exposed. Very much like Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo thought that they could, hammer us with microtransactions, force us to play online only. And their game's currently sitting at a 2.0 Metacritic. Rating. So Gran Turismo, the truth came to the surface about this game. It came to the surface in this review, as well, and it was a very honest. If anything, I was being kind to the game, giving it a 4.5 review. I think you gave it a 1, Vern, didn't you? Out of 10.
Oh no.
Yeah. So there you go. So and you know, for the reasons mentioned. So like even the truth came to surface in this game that we're playing. You know, they were exposed for their dirty corruption and their microtransaction, their greed. As you said in an earlier live stream, Shirley, the greed of it all. You know, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Boy, one mistake. That's all it's gonna take.
Got to do a WZ4. That's an info.
Boy, make that mistake.
How long have we got left of this race?
I won't. I was born of this.
Damn it.
Street racing.
Right, we're almost halfway done. Oh no, we're over halfway done. Okay, we've got a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 back there. Oh, we've got the Viper and the Veyron fighting.
We got the in this lobby we got the Corvette v Corvette. You know what, you can't catch me because it's the GT3.
Oh man.
I don't have my GT3.
Too busy looking at the fuel. We'll pit next. Oh, my wee girl. My wee girls.
I took out the C7.
Yes, I love you too, I've had it.
I don't have a restricted ECU.
Where's there was another English guy, Shality. I haven't seen him in a while. What was his name again? He was in some of the party chats with us.
Tiger.
No, he's from Norway. He's from England. I don't know where he's gone.
Hey, you know what's funny? But I haven't even used my nitrous.
Yeah, that Supra is actually a nice car. We'll have to do another race like that again. You were all driving the same car again.
Well, I have. Oh, I lied, sorry.
I
did use some nitrous.
Yeah, we'll do it in Daytona this time, Vern. Love looking at that. Good looking. Oh, the Imola, or Maggiora. Maggiora.
Yeah. I lapped everybody 3 times in that race. Or more.
Yeah, I don't care, I was drifting.
You were drifting, I was taking it seriously. Everyone was trying to block me.
Yeah, I started trying to block him.
You were a lap down in the race, hadn't even really started yet. I took for 1 hour endurance race and everyone got mad at me.
Where's the pits here?
Holy cow!
Serenity, I like that GTR by the way. Nice.
Thank you.
I like the livery. Did you make that livery? The waste car with livery?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Appreciate that shit, yeah. It's a good rental.
Hey, that's an impressive storefront you've got, Shalty.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be leaving this live stream up, guys.
Oh.
So I'll have to check out your live stream. I'll have to check out your thing again. We'll have to see if... Right, so we're over halfway done with the race, so we should only have to pit once here.
Yeah.
That pickle squirted everywhere. Not in a good way.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, this is the Tron paint job. That's on this Tomahawk.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, you'll have to do a Tron paint job as well, Shirality.
It's got red windows. It's like Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And we Suzuki Swift, they're actually great cars in real life, them Swifts. Even although James hates them, got a Camaro ZL1 or ZL1. That thing's a monster in real life as well.
Buddy.
Alright, anybody got the Corvette? Let's all do it tonight.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
sure?
talking about the G3 Corvette.
Which one, the Group 4 or the Group 3 one?
Number 3.
Number 3.
You don't have it, we'll pick something else. But...
Oh no, I'll buy it. I'll grind for 17 years to get the money to buy it. so we can rate it.
Let's plan it for Friday
I think
night.
actually,
Everyone get that G3 Corvette.
Yeah, and we'll do the Daytona. Which is the best Daytona track to do? Oh man, yeah, my wheel's broken, guys. It's hard to control.
It's got to be the road course.
The road course.
Yeah, he wants the one with all the corners. For a reason.
That's the best part, is the road course.
Yeah, like if it's the NASCAR one, yeah, I don't think you're gonna have much chance, you know what I mean?
Who, me?
Yeah, that Corvette, you seen how fast that Corvette was.
Yeah, but you choose the G3 and let's all go have fun.
I ain't have that.
We'll go grind for it and we'll play it Friday.
You know, it's terrible
Come on,
where
it's
it's terrible where we have
to. And you know what? We'll do an hour endurance race.
An hour? Really?
Yes. You grind for it, you get it by Friday, you put your livery on, because my livery's on mine. I'm ready to go.
It's terrible that it's terrible that that's part of our vocabulary. The fact that we have to say we've got to grind for a Corvette. And not only do we have to grind for the Corvette, then we have to grind for the tyres of the Corvette. Then we have to grind for the NOS system of the Corvette. Then we have to grind for the tuning of the Corvette, the turbocharger.
I don't even have a NOS system. I have it just the way it is, the tires, and I have it on highest RPM.
You didn't put the turbo on or the supercharger.
Well, I have the supercharger on it, but I don't have the NOS on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to spend a fortune. McLaren MP4 is it? Yeah, or is that a 650? Which one is that? That could be actually at 650.
Once it's all
is it 720?
779 all straight across. And that is actually what it's supposed to be.
Well, we can put balance of performance on so everybody's got the same. You know, so there's no advantages in tuning or anything. Or we'll just leave it open or what?
We'll leave it open, but it's going to be that very hard.
Man, it's hard to get the power down in this thing.
And we will have fun at
Yeah, so you can see my wheel's just all wonky there. Look at that, that's what happens when I let go of it. Well, I wasn't even letting go of it, I was still trying to control it. If I let go of it, it would have been into the wall.
Yeah, I heard you fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I am the calibration for the wheel. But you know, it's still enjoyable though, because...
What are they doing to try and fix the wheel?
Nothing, it's out of warranty, but I'm going to try and, you know, because, like as you've seen from my YouTube videos, I'm top 100 in the world when I want to be. When I go into full time attack mode, I just don't stop on top 100 in the world. I'll see if I can do a deal with them for a new wheel or something like that. You know, I'll put Thrustmaster on the leaderboards, you know, for them. But yeah, leaderboards are actually coming to Gran Turismo. They're actually bringing leaderboards in here, so you'll see my times when I go into full time attack mode.
Well, they're already on there, and I can guarantee you I'm not the best time on there. But you know what? It's all about having fun.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the time is like anybody looking at my times on my friends list, they're not real times. I've not even attempted to go into time attack mode yet. Because when I do that, like I go full on time attack. You know, I don't stop till I've hit my potential. You know, and that's easily within the top 100 in the world every time I go time attack. And anybody that knows me knows that, and they can see it from my YouTube videos. So when I go into time attack mode, I'll be aiming to go to top 100. And no matter what game I've ever played, I've always managed to get into the top 100 in every single racing game I've played. So when the leaderboards come to Gran Turismo 7, which they say is coming, I mean, who knows when they're coming. I mean, the game's still broken in lots of different ways. I'll be hammering them time attack.
I've been doing drift leaderboards. Try and be on the top there. Which I probably wouldn't. Sorry,
Because I don't even know what's top tier.
I just got 156 on that Suzuki track. 156. I probably can beat that.
Okay, we've got a Veyron, we've got that Alpine. How many times have I lapped these guys? It must be a bit.
Probably a lot.
I could probably just pull over now and just let it not even race anymore.
What are you playing on the tournament? Viewers playing in the tournament, they probably kick you for that.
Yeah.
Some people are like that, and then.
Is there a way to see how many laps you are ahead?
It's like really. Some like, you know, they don't like getting beaten, you know, and they just kick you. It's ridiculous though.
Yeah, so Vern, if they don't give me a new wheel, I'm gonna make a YouTube video of me smashing this wheel in a very creative way. So I'm also gonna go to Fanatec and all of them, see if I can get a wheel out of them. And Logitech, go through all of them. Is there a way to see how many laps you are ahead of them? Or to see what lap they're on? I don't think so. I'm too busy looking at the graph. It doesn't look like there's a way to find out. I could probably pull over and not even race to the end. Yeah, well, I won't be on Friday, Vern. Remember, it's a Sabbath for me. So I'll from Friday evening, you know, from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, I won't be playing. But on Saturday sunset, I'll be back.
Come on, you're in an F1 car. What's going on here?
It's not the Sabbath for me, it's a real Sabbath. You know? Yeah, it's, I don't belong to any religion or anything like that. I believe in God, Jesus and the Holy Spirit. And I know when the real Sabbath is. It's, Sabbath means Saturday in Hebrew. It means the day of rest. You know, the Sabbath is on the Saturday. You know, the Shabbat. But anyway, facts don't matter to people. You know, just keep your mouth shut you know, conform to the world, and not for me. I don't operate that way. Sorry, my glasses have fallen off here again, guys. Well, I don't even need to pause it, I'll just pull over. I could probably pull over for the next. And my stem of my glasses is broken, so I've got some duct tape on it here. But it's not working, it keeps on falling off. But yeah, you know, Friday up until sunset, I'll be able to do it. And then Saturday, sunset onwards, I'll be able to do it. You know, it's just that day. You know, because when God made the world, He made it evening and morning the first day. You know, that's why the Sabbath is Friday evening to Saturday evening. That's the Sabbath.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but we can work it in maybe Saturday evening, or maybe Friday up until the evening. Who knows? But I'll try and make it.
Come on, pick it up, pick it up,
Yeah,
pick it
yeah,
up!
Cheech, good to see you in the... Cheech, what do you rate this game as? Cheech is in the live chat.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Right about now.
Cheech, what's your review of the game, Cheech?
Oh, come
I
on!
give it a
How did
4.5
I
out of
lose in
10.
that section? Are you kidding me? That was done freaking perfect! Come on!
Cheech is saying, I don't know, it's sport touched up. Yeah, there's a good point. I should put it down to a 4 actually. After seeing that with him. Yeah, Cheech just made a really good point there. This is Gran Turismo Sport, but you're able to tune the cars, and there's a few extra cars. Like basically. No, it's no problem, Vern. But yeah, Cheech is in the live chat, Vern, and he's saying that this is basically GT Sport touched up, you know. So basically, this game could have just been a DLC package for Gran Turismo Sport. I couldn't agree more. I should actually put it down to a 4 after that, you know, after taking that into account, Cheech. In fact, I will actually put it down to a 4, because this is just basically GT Sport with a few additional extras. It's not, my review is now a 4 out of 10. So for the game, you know, just 1 second reminded me of how bad the online lobbies are, and now Cheech has reminded me that this is just basically sport with tuning added to it, and a few extra cars and a few extra tracks. See, that's a good thing about, you know, this being in real time and the live chat and stuff. You know, you can get other people's input into it, and you know, things are much more accurate because of that.
I forgot to put the traction controller.
By the end of this live stream, I think I'll be down with Vern and James. I'll be down at a 1 or a 2 by the end of the live stream. It's just going down and down and down.
So my time at Daytona is 1:44, minute 44 seconds, 1:44.055.
Yeah, Cheech. Yeah, Cheech is saying different tyre model. Yeah, so Cheech is accurate. You know, the tyre model is different on Gran Turismo 7. Also, the physics are a bit different. But as Double just goes on to say, when you're seeing real-time intelligence here, you know, Double 45 is saying that's a very good point regarding sport. And also, like you say, this could have just been DLC. I mean, like, yeah, mine, I've gone down to a 4. By looks of things, I'll go down at a 1 and a 2 soon. But yeah, it's good to see the balance of the different types of people in here. Like for example, Fidelity is sitting at an 8, you know, Dobbo's sitting at a 7 and 8. You know, so it's good to see the balance where, you know, people, you know, take into account the negative aspects of the game, but are more focused on the brilliance of the game. You know, so you're seeing difference of you're seeing different types of characters in here. I think that's like 11 reviews now in this live stream, and we've all got different reviews. You know, you've seen different aspects from different people. So even though this is my live review of the game, you're actually seeing how many people is that? That's 11, including Cheech there. You actually get multiple reviews of the game. The average is like a 4.5 or something. And on the world's biggest gaming site, Metacritic, is sitting at a 2 out of 10, you know, globally. So we're actually being fair to the game, much fairer than it deserves, actually. No, well, actually, it's a fair review. Like as you said, Fidelity, there's so much good in the game, and Dobbo as well. There's a lot of good that you can focus on as well.
Alright guys.
What you say?
Alright, good night and God bless, friend. Yeah, maybe Saturday night for that Corvette race, maybe, or before, or
The lifetime trial is set at 144.
right. Right, night and God bless, friend. Yeah. Amen. Yeah, Cheech is saying circuit experience was alright. You know, so Cheech just beat the game. But like out of 10, Cheech, what rating would you give the game out of 10, Cheech? It was a hammered at Alpha. Yeah, Cheech has got a good point. It's probably still a good experience for new players, but yeah, my goodness, we're not going to get hammered with the microtransactions. And that's another thing I didn't like about what they did was, it's like, okay, we know the economy, you know, when we held our feet to the fire about, you know, the game being so broken. It's like, yeah, we know the game's broken, we need to fix the economy, blah blah blah, and then what did they do? They only fixed the economy. They didn't even fix the economy, but they made the economy better at the end of the game, not at the start of the game where most people need money. So they know that people are still going to be heavily influenced by microtransactions at the start of the game when they're new to the game, and that's why they never increased the economy at the start of the game, was because their statistics show that's where they make the most amount of money.
Nice.
And I actually forgot about one aspect that I touched on earlier, which I'll come back to. Before they nerfed us, we could go. Well, I kind of touched on it. What you saying? What are you saying, James? About an engine swap?
I was saying Serenity's Civic.
I think you can put a V8 in that. Is it the Civic, or is it a V12 or something?
How's that? What?
Have you got an engine swap in your Civic, Shirality?
No.
It seems fast.
Cheech has given it a 5 out of 10, so a balanced review there. So again, that's 3 above the global review of this game. And again, as I said earlier, this game is sitting in the top 100 worst games ever made. And it was, I think, was it top 10 or 20 at one point with a 1.5. You know, down there with all the FIFA games, all the money-hungry, scammy games, FIFA and Madden, and Rockstar games with their shark guys, money-grabbing games. You're all at the bottom. Us gamers, and have you seen that new
they're bringing out the Midnight Club and they're doing the same thing with that. So I'm already disappointed there, and the game's not even come out.
Yeah, money grabbers. But yeah, have you seen that Rockstar Games? I think this is some Chinese car in front of us here, this G70. The Rockstar Games have pulled out this shocking new money-grabbing cash cow scheme called Grand Theft Auto Plus. Where you pay to get... What's it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like 500,000.
You pay to get old DLC
credits.
car.
Yeah, and it's just a paint job. Yeah, it's just pathetic.
Paint
but a lot of people will buy into it because they think they're cool. For 500,000 credits, is it a week or a month you get? What is it you get?
500,000 a month, which is hard.
A month.
Anything.
That's
you
nothing.
Can't get anything with that anyway.
So like obviously you've given the game a high score, Shirality, of obviously 8 out of 10. Considering all the negative aspects of the game. So what is it for you other than what you touched on earlier? What's the main good points about the game since you've given it the highest score?
The artistry of it all, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, the aesthetics. Is it, or is it the fact that you can make really beautiful liveries out of the game?
Just the aesthetics of it, yeah.
Yeah, but even that's broken, like.
Yeah, there are some shadow glitches.
Is horrendous, like.
Yeah, did you not have some livery options problems, Shirality? There was a few painters had some problems in there, or have they been fixed now?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, I think if you moved one of the cursor up and down quite quickly, the shape sort of
it moves, it flips up and stuff.
I'm sure that issue's been solved.
I think we're going to get 1.2 million credits for this, guys. But again, it's only a one-off payment. We can never come back in here. But at least I beat the game before they nerfed this Tomahawk. So your high score is mainly because of the graphic content and the fact, the photography and the fact that and your livery creator, and the fact that you can make any paint job you want, really, as long as it pleases the moderators. And what about the racing of the game? What do you think of the physics? And
that's not too bad either.
Yeah.
I'm no racing expert, so it's always very comfortable.
Yeah, well, you're no slouch as well, though.
That them Civics are beasts though.
So I know my mum that's watching this live stream, I know she's like saying, what car's that, what car's that? Yeah. White Red was a Supra. There's too many of them to name. How many times did I lap him? Must have been a lot. I didn't tell him. I think we got 1.2 million for that race. But so that you can't repeat that though. It's a one-time payment. So you can see that it's 500,000 plus 400,000. That's 900,000. Plus the 300,000. That's 1.2 million. So I don't know if I got a clean bonus there. I could have got more maybe.
I won't beat the boy race the Civic. I'm joking.
We've got all your cat later.
Yeah, for Nuclear Cobra's top of my fence list, he did 54 laps. Doesn't see what car he was in.
Gotcha.
Must have been a Tomahawk. Oh yeah, there we go.
Took
1.2
me long enough, but
yeah, didn't get a clean race.
I'm in a drift car. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the only problem building drift cars, like they only do drifting. Like,
Quite different gear ratio. Right.
We got a 4-star roulette ticket. Human comedy.
Drifting slowed you down too much.
The human comedy. Who's laughing? And certainly not us laughing. Yeah, that really annoys me. That human comedy. They called the. You know, that's almost like okay, you gave our game maybe a 2 out of 10.
Isn't that from the Joker? It's a tragedy. Something like, it reminds me of the sort of the Joker type.
Yeah. Something a narcissist would do. Call it a human comedy. It's a human comedy.
It's a human tragedy.
I don't even think the Joker would do something that twisted. You know what I mean? Even he's got some decency, you know what I mean? He wouldn't do that.
We got a 4-star ticket. We're gonna get the lowest thing here. Yeah, there you go. Surprise, surprise. There you go. 10,000 credits. That's it. Every live stream I've done, I've got the worst. I've got the worst possible thing, and then off. I think I got 3 of these off live stream, and I got the worst. Yeah, Nick and I got 10,000 credits for 4-star. Yeah, no surprise there. Nick saying the human centipede. He's laughing in the live chat. Double saying my personal rating is on the high side. That is based on the driving aspect and visuals, cars so taken into the account. The online issue. Microtransactions grind, they could have my rating overall. Yeah, don't forget you can't play the game offline as well, Double. And then even if you have an online connection, and they shut the servers down, you've got a small demo at best. So. Even as we touched on earlier, as Cheech pointed out, this is just Gran Turismo Sport with the DLC package. On top of it, you know, some extra cars, some extra tracks, a tuning aspect, you know, some improved race physics. I think we're going to take out the. Well, I'm going to drive Colin and Clay Rally Subaru first. Then I'm going to take the Mazda 787B out. No, in fact, I'm going to do the Jaguar first. My mum wants to see the Jaguar.
That Civic is quick though. I don't think it's as quick as my Civic though.
I'm going to watch the replay, I think.
Because I do actually have a engine swap in mine.
Nice Tron livery.
Yeah. Oh look, I got a 4-star ticket.
No,
Nice,
livery maker, Netsby or something.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, do you want me to get the name for you, Shiralty?
So what? Pardon?
Were you talking to me there about the Tron livery?
Yeah.
You want the guy's name?
Do
you know how I find that out?
I think you go on there. Go on. I'm not sure if you go on.
Oh, there's his name there at the back, Nebster.
Collection, and then it'll say who.
I think there it's there. Look, Nebster. But anyway, how do you do it? Sorry.
They're quite
hold
a
on.
popular livery maker.
Yeah, I see his signature on the back of the car there, Nebster.
No, that's not mine. That's not mine at all. That's whoever that is.
Did you make a Tron one?
No, I haven't. That's not mine at all. That's another livery maker. I'm saying that's a popular one.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully you'll do a Tron one soon. You know, on something.
Well,
let's see here. So I'm still trying to figure out the menu system here. So hold on a second. So if I go to yeah, there we go. It's one of the most downloaded paint jobs anyway. There we go. Futuristic flying car, that's pretty smart. Cricky, that's actually a flipping paint job. I thought you just painted. That's actually on a car. That's in the Lambo. I'll have to download that one.
Civic v Civic.
Yeah, I mean, I love looking at these things.
Yeah. So it's not just about racing. You can just get lost in the whole thing.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Really, because you can get lost in it all and do some really good photographs and all that kind of thing. And there's really good photographers that do, really explore.
Yeah. I think that's a Lambo. I think it's in there, isn't it? Though? Or I think he might have just drawn that on a Volkswagen Samba bus's roof. I don't actually think it is a real cockpit, is it? Let's see if we can find out here. So looking out from inside the cockpit of a future flying car, the window shattered on a hard landing. So that's the Chafarel Bushing Gran Turismo.
Little trick with cars. It works sometimes. Always do that.
Yeah,
Like if you feel the car is gonna understeer and then go off the track, or you just give the handbrake a little tap. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's nice. He's got the Tron rotating as well.
Always do that. Little front-wheel drive cars. When they're like front-wheel drive, if you do it too much, it will just keep the back end will kick out, but then it will straighten up again and start going straight again. So I usually do it like I tap it twice, and then it will.
You seen this guy's Tron Lamborghini?
Like that.
Yeah, that's good. Pink and blue.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
Do you know something that, see this picture here? The military actually have this technology. So what they do is they put we're on some popular painters gallery here. But like, see what they do with tanks and other seemingly they have cloaks for special ops soldiers as well, but like that's not confirmed. But what is confirmed, the tanks, the
Blackbird plane.
Yeah, I mean that thing just...
Yeah, you just think about that jet was built in, when was it built?
The 60s.
Exactly, they didn't have technology like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. If that's what they had in the 60s, what do they have now? But see, like what they do is they put like some sort of like projector screen around a tank, and then they've got a computer on the other side of the tank, which will take a picture of them trees there, and then the computer then takes that photograph of the trees in the background, and it mirrors it on that side of the tank, so the tank is now cloaked. You know, that's actually, you can actually watch YouTube videos of that in real life. You know, so the military have this technology, what this guy's done here. You know, where they can actually cloak tanks, like what this guy's done here. So that's really impressive. Or is there just trees on the other side of the thing here? But anyway, that reminds me of the cloaking technology that they have. And seemingly they can put like a cloak, this sort of like projection blanket around, you know, the special ops soldiers, and they can be cloaked. You know, so like again, it's computers taking pictures of the. Yeah, it's like taking pictures of the surroundings, and then it puts it on to the kind of computer screen, the projection screen, you know, whatever they're trying to hide. So, in a jungle someplace far away, a mysterious see-through bus sits waiting. Could it be a ghost? I hope you enjoy this picture. Yeah, that is a really cool picture. But that's actually, they actually have that technology in real life. It's done by computer technology. Yeah.
It's like there's certain places that I'm not going to mention where they've got soldiers like snipers, like you won't be able to see them because they're invisible, because they've got the cloaking devices on.
Yeah, well, do you know in Scotland we actually invented the ghillie suit in Scotland here, where we would dress up as trees and bushes. Yeah. And now that's obviously been, you know, it's the modern day ghillie suit. But it was actually us Scots that invented the ghillie suit. You can Google that if you don't believe us as well. Yeah. So like, it's like, you know, the Romans, when they came to conquer Scotland, you know, we took their centurion soldiers, you know, by using you know, strategies and tactics like that, you know, the ghillie suit. And they didn't even know where they were being killed from. Exactly. And then of course the Romans conquered the entire world really, but they couldn't take Scotland. And again, England didn't take Scotland either. They bought our country. They paid off our clan chiefs, you know. So they didn't beat us in combat. You know, they paid for our country. And we actually destroyed ourselves. Our clan chiefs betrayed us, and such and so forth. But the Roman centurions, you know, we took them as well. You know, we destroyed them. But the Roman Emperor, what's his name, Hadrian. You know, they actually built a wall in Scotland called Hadrian's Wall because they were so scared of us Scots. Like, they sent their best soldiers, their centurions, to take our country. You know, and we sent them back in body bags. And so the Roman Emperor Hadrian, he built Hadrian's Wall to keep us Scots. We weren't even attacking him; we were defending ourselves.
Exactly.
You know. So, but yeah, we actually invented the ghillie suit. You know, us Scots. So, but anyway, where's this flying car that he made? I need to get that paint job. He's obviously keeping that one secret. He made a flying car in the Lambo. He's obviously not sharing that one. So, what's your dog's name? Harvey, did you say?
That's quite
He's snoring away there. He's a happy dog.
Sorry, my Civic's too fast.
Yeah, look, he's got this futuristic flying car.
I'm not even trying, I'm messing
Oh,
up.
that, has he just painted that on top of a samba bus? Is he just making this up? It says it's a Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo.
What? Do you imagine putting a Lambo V12 in a Zamba bus? In a Volkswagen?
Look, he's
What
trolling.
the hell?
This guy is actually trolling Gran Turismo himself. Look, in order to buy this futuristic flying car, you only need to spend 100 million credits to buy it. So even he's trolling Gran Turismo, this guy, with a crazy.
Well, obviously it's not a flying car. Like, why would they put a flying car in the Gran Turismo? That wouldn't make any sense.
I can't even make out what's the front or the back of this car. I mean, how's he even taking this picture?
I'm gonna end the lobby anyway. So I'm just getting a bit bored now.
Or maybe he's painted that on top of, you know the Samba bus. Maybe he's painted that on top of the roof. But it says Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo. So why is he not sharing this? That would be cool to drive that car.
I would.
So
Can you
there's
imagine
another
how
one.
crazy that would be though? Like a
Watch this
Lamborghini
shit.
V12 and a Volkswagen camper.
Oh wait, I think I know what he's done. He's mirrored it off of some water. Sorry, what were you saying there, James?
I thought that's what he was talking about though, with the bus.
Ah, right. I think I see. Yeah, I think I see what he's done. There's water. There's water there.
Oh,
It's a mirror.
around.
It's a mirror image.
Then he's turned it around.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. So which is the front and which is the back?
They did that on that TV show, Fast and Loud though. They made a Volkswagen, they made a V8 Volkswagen camper van. Which is insane.
Yeah, that's what he's done. So like that's half of the car, and there's water. There's water there, and he's mirrored the image. So like the car's parked on top of water, and you're seeing a reflection in the water of that car. I think that's what he's done. Let's actually have a look at the real car.
So my vape batteries were almost dead, so I just put the other batteries in and they're fully charged. That was lucky, wasn't it?
Let's try and make sense of what this guy's
They
done
were
here.
charged. I thought they would be dead ones as well, but I got lucky there.
Yeah. So what paint job are you? Yeah. So that isn't actually a paint job. That one. That's why you can't unlock it. He's just very cleverly mirrored the car. It looks like. But what that popular painter Nebster guy, He's done some camera tricks there with some water reflecting the car to make it appear there's a flying car. Yeah, so now I see what he's done. So there's the side profile of the car. So you can see from the side profile. So like
Come on, give me the gold bars. Oh, I got some gold bars anyway. I just got lucky. Oh wow, I got 500,000 gold bars. Nice.
So that big oil cooler in the back is the back of the car.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, looks very.
So we know what to look for now.
Companies have invested in creating these vision cars.
I'm actually shocked
What's
that I
that?
managed.
Sorry.
I said these companies have took the time to invest. They've seen it as an investment. It's just not like a silly computer game or anything like that. They've seen it as an investment opportunity and to boost their brand to create these vision cars in Gran Turismo and then put them in films. Which one was in Batman? Mercedes vision car, wasn't it?
Was it bloody? What was that? Bruce Wayne drove that car, was it, or something?
Was that Mercedes? Yeah, that thing.
It appeared in Spider-Man or one of the Spider-Man films with. Don't quote me on that. And it appeared shortly in there.
Okay. Okay.
That car cost an outrageous amount of money though, didn't it? Because it's like they didn't make many of them. Always.
So for those of you watching the live stream here, the wheels at the bottom, that's the back of the car. And if you go up and you see the first sort of triangle, that's the oil cooler. So that's the back of the car. So that cools the engine down in the middle. And then the wheels at the top of the screen is the front wheels. So what he's done is he's very cleverly turned the photo vertically from horizontal, and he's obviously parked over some water where he's getting the mirror reflection. So that's how he's made it look like there's a flying car. But it's actually, you're seeing half of a Lamborghini Vision concept car. That's really ingenious how he's done that. But we've cracked it. We've figured out. So if you look at the bottom wheels at the bottom of the screen, and if you go up there, that's the oil cooler at the back of the car from the car that we just seen, and he's hiding the other half of the car, to make it look like there's a flying car here. Very clever. But we what's it called? Deconstructed it. Find out what was actually going on. Because I was wanting to actually put that paint job on the car, but it's not a paint job, it's a reflection of half of the car. But very clever. Because obviously if he put that paint job in the gallery there, that would just be like, you'd be very popular.
And people would be like, oh, I'm going to download that. Oh.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It's like, why is he not sharing that? And it's because it's not even a paint job. It's a very clever camera trickery going on.
I'm taking a picture of my Civic. I don't know what to call it. Civic, I guess.
Right, anyway, let's take out the... Oh, that was cool the other day there. You told us to go in the cockpit of the Lambo Surreality.
Yeah, because they're all different, aren't they? They take a bit of time to create them. And also you get reflections of the dashboard and the light effects.
Did you see when I was driving the car? The hand and the steering wheel was covering the screen.
Yeah, I saw that. So Porsche does the same. Porsche 911 Turbo GT3. Yeah, it obscures your view.
Yeah, they don't give you the information bar along the bottom. You know how they used to tell you the information about the car along the bottom? They've stopped that now with escapes.
Yeah, you used to scroll at the bottom, didn't it? remember.
Yeah, they've stopped that now. So how is it you actually see the information now? Must be here, car collection. So are you still live streaming, James?
Yeah, I might turn it off in a sec.
There we go, Jaguar.
No, you click on the car and it will tell you the information.
Jaguar was a very successful in the 24 hours of Le Mans back in the 50s, but it did not return the race until 86 when they brought the XGR6 in Group C. This machine was designed by famed F1 designer Tony Southgate and is powered by Jaguar's pride and joy, a naturally aspirated V12 engine. How do you scroll down in this? Oh wait, I have to get the control pad. Oh. Group C at the time allowed any engine format as long as a certain fuel efficiency was maintained. Many rival cars turbocharged a compact engine, but Jaguar held steadily to a normal aspirated engine. The XGR6 was initially a 6.5 litre engine, but it was later enlarged to a 7 litre, producing around 690.3 horsepower. Now see that BHP, that stands for either brake horsepower or British horsepower. It can go as either. As turbocharged competitors started to hit the 788.9 brake horsepower mark,
Yeah.
Jaguar improved the machine in other ways to raise its competitiveness. The result of this is the XGR9, appearing in 1988.
Bon, what her name is, that girl, she said, she asked me that, she was like, oh, what's the difference between, like, I was trying to explain it, but I couldn't really do it very well. I says, well, it's pretty much the same thing, like horsepower and BHP, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah. Alan in the live chat saying, can I just say that the roulette wheel is a joke? It's insulting. It absolutely is. I mean, they need to fix that, you know. It's Dobbo saying just added the XGR9 to the garage. Nice. Yeah, I think this car was banned in real life. I don't know if they're going to go on to talk about this, but I think they banned a couple of the Jaguars from Le Mans because they won. Then it was taken away from them.
The same as the Lotus.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, the
Lotus,
the fan car. They banned the fan car as well.
Because they kept doing it, they just kept breaking the walls. They're like, you know what, we're just going to put a V8 in our F1 car anyway. They don't care.
Yeah, Nick in the live chat saying, I bought all the Invite cars using the Tomahawk.
Eventually they got banned like Lotus, didn't they? Because they just kept doing it. They didn't care. They didn't care that they're breaking the walls. They just kept breaking the walls. They're like, you know what? We're still gonna put a supercharger on our V8 in our Lotus F1 car.
Yeah, they also had the fan cars. You know, the suction cars as well. They got banned for that too.
I can't remember, like, and aren't like F1 cars like supposed to be like restricted to like 180 or something? So like they just broke the walls. They're just like, no, we're just gonna max it out.
Yeah, Nick in the live chat saying, I bought all the Invite cars using the Tomahawk. Thanks to the Tomahawk, I mean. Yeah, thanks to the Tomahawk, he got all of the Invite cars. So I'll read on here. The advantage of the XGR9 lies in its superior aerodynamic performance and incredible control stability, as well as durability enabled by its simple structure. Yeah, I think this game's like a Japanese game, so when they translate it to English it doesn't read true, but anyway, we'll read on. as well as durability enabled by its simple structure. The XGR9 faced off with Nissan and Toyota from Japan, Mercedes, who had recently started works activity in full force. So Mercedes, who had recently started works activity in full force. Yeah, I think what they're trying to say there is Mercedes had a works car, you know. But anyway, and we'll read on. Obviously, this is translated from Japanese. Obviously, games developed in Japanese and then translated to English. But anyway, we'll read on. And Porsche, who were the champions of the previous year, but Jaguar was also backed by hordes of fans who crossed the Strait of Dover to cheer on their favourite car. Oh, Welsh Boy's in here. Good to see you, Welsh Boy. Hey, Werewolf. Just popping by to smash the like, and now I'm off to bed, hopefully. Catch you soon. Yeah, catch you soon, Welsh Boy. And thanks for all the support as well, and the intelligence you bring to the channel and to the live chat. But before you go, Welsh Boy, if you're still there, what's your review of the game? You know, I think we've had like 12 reviews now of the game. Average is like 4.5. You know, what would you give this game out of 10, Welsh Boy, before you head off? We'll see if Welsh Boy responds. He might have already gone. But Jaguar was also backed by hordes of fans who crossed the Strait of Dover to cheer on their favourite car. Yeah, I was actually one of them. You know, like my mum and I, we remember this car competing. You know, love this car. Okay, so Welsh Boy's giving it a 5. Yeah, so he's about 5, I think. So again, we're seeing, you know, balanced reviews. You know, taking in the good points of the game, and obviously talking about the bad points of the game. So we've had some low reviews, and we've had some high reviews, but we're kind of seeing there's pretty much a balanced review of this game, about 5. But anyway, thanks for that, Welsh Boy. You know, have a good night, and God bless you as well, Welsh Boy. And again, you know, thanks for all the support. I keep on saying it, but you know, it means a lot to me. You know, I really mean that. So, and for all of you guys that have supported me in the channel, you know, I may be able to repay you all someday, God willing. Oh man, my glasses are broken here. The stem's falling off. Yeah, good night, Welsh Boy. Welsh Boy saying good night to the live chat here. I'm gonna have to try and fix these glasses. Yeah, so actually, you know, my mum's asked me to review this car, and you know, like obviously, it's when they're talking about the aerodynamic advantages, the rear wheels are covered in this car. So obviously, the most noticeable thing about the car. But the problem with that is, you know, the brakes on these cars run. You know, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's basically almost at melting point. You know, the brakes. You know, these cars are going down the straight at 250 mile per hour. You know, back in the heyday. You know, before they put the chicanes in there, but you know, these were 250 mile per hour cars, so obviously braking from that speed, you know, the brakes basically were close to melting point. So like when you cover the wheels like that, the wheels and the alloys and the brakes aren't getting the proper cooling that they need. So like so you got a lot more speed out of the car, but it came at a reliability cost, and you know, and a major heat cost as well. So basically, the drivers in these cars are basically getting fried. You know, they're getting cooked inside these vehicles with the heat, you know, that comes from the tires, the brakes, the engine, everything. You know. So you know, so the drivers really get hurt. You know, physically hurt. You know, driving these high downforce. You know, and basically getting melted inside that cockpit. You know, a lot of people don't realise just how hard it is for racing drivers to race. You know, they get physically hurt. They get basically fried. Basically get fried in there. But anyway, I'll be done there.
It's like them. It's like the dragsters, you know. Not the slingshot dragsters, because the engine's right behind, literally behind them. A lot of them, they have to wear. That's why they wear ear defenders as well, because they could go deaf with that, you know. Because the engine's like literally right behind their back of their head, you know.
And fuel. What's the fuel they run as well? And then
ethanol.
Yeah, so they're actually getting high as well.
Yeah.
They actually get high off of the ethanol. But the
aircraft fuel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
If that goes
Jet
up,
fuel, yeah.
Yeah, so the heat that comes from that, and that actually if you breathe it in, you get high off of it too. You know, they're a bit what's it called? Spaced out. You know, breathing that ethanol in. But yeah, sorry, getting tired.
Yeah,
We have
make
to
you
end the
pass
live
out
stream.
and die on that shit. It's not good.
Yeah. Watch your language, though, James.
Oh my bad.
every time, James. Every time. It's like you're trying it, man.
I try. Yeah. I remember being tripped, like I had what'd you say, pit bike, and I had it in the back of the car, and it just fired. It started up somehow, and the petrol, the fumes. It's just not good. You know what I mean? I ended up tripping on it. Like it's not good.
Yeah, I'm starting to fall asleep here myself, man. What time is it?
Yeah, same.
Just after 3 o'clock in the morning. Man. Yeah, they call us demon hour, 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, we'll finish off reading this. The 24 hours of Le Mans in 1988, with many Union Jack flags being waved. Within the crowds all along the course, the XGR9 continued to charge forward, and the car driven by Jan Lammers, Johnny Dumfries, and Andy Wallace successfully completed the 24-hour run, receiving the checkered flag. It was a historic moment where a normally aspirated engine took the victory in Group C racing amidst turbocharged opposition. Did they not take that off of them though? I think they lost that.
Yeah, because they probably broke the walls. That's probably why.
I'll have to Google that. Hold on. Oh, sorry, Vanny. Sorry, my wee girl.
Sorry.
What I was saying about sorry, my wee girl. You can't be lying over me.
The Lotus team, they got banned from F1 because of that, Because they broke the walls because they had the unfair advantage over the other teams.
Yeah, Dobbo in the live chat's going to bed as well. Dobbo's saying time for me to sign off. Take care, all. Yeah, good night, Dobbo.
That's why they got banned from the F1, innit? The Lotus.
Yeah, they had the fan car. They had like a big fan which glued into
they had the unfair advantage.
I just moved the couch and it made a noise and Jake jumped off the couch. Oh, what are you saying, Jake?
All the other F1 cars were like restricted and that, and they didn't, so that's why they got the banned, because the unfair advantage, innit?
Yeah, that's it. The fan car they had, and they were sandbagging as well. They're actually much faster, but You know, their drivers were told, you know, like this is what happens. It's even happening in modern Formula One. Like if they have an advantage, it's like, you know, don't utilize it too much because they know they're going to get banned.
Yeah.
You know. So they just try to just do enough. You know, so it's called sandbagging. You know, there's a lot of sandbagging goes on.
I remember seeing the video of the Lotus, and it's like on the first straight, it just like flew past all the cars. Just whizzed past them all, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably why they got. Yeah, and then they had the red flag come out, like the guys, they flew the red flag because they saw it, you know. They're like, hang on, what's going on here? Like, how's this Lotus F1 car just flew past all the other F1 cars like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they had that gigantic fan on the car, you know,
Yeah.
which you know, the fan-assisted cars have got an unfair advantage, so they're not allowed to compete.
Yeah.
Like that's what that Red Bull car is in this game. That's a fan-assisted car. The Chafarel car, that was a fan-assisted car. That was actually the first one, and everybody copied them. Again, he was an aerospace engineer, and but yeah, I'm actually going to Google this car. I'm going to get to the bottom of this before I fall asleep.
Yeah, what you said, yeah, they probably do that, like in F1 still. Like they try and pretend, you know, try and pretend they're not got the unfair advantage, and they just pretend that they just probably do stay behind, you know.
Yes, it's called sandbagging.
Just make it look like it's not obvious.
Yeah, and of course the Mazda 787B, they banned that as well.
Yeah. What about that Nissan? What I would have thought that would be.
Sorry, what was that?
The Nissan, what's it? That race car.
The R92C.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a monster as well.
Yeah.
And the other car they need to bring back is the Minolta Toyota. You know, so you've got the Cyber Mercedes, the Mazda 787B, the Jaguar XGR9, the Minolta Toyota, and then the Nissan R92C. You know, you get all the, you know, the big boys all racing. Do you remember the Minolta Toyota was in the old Gran Turismo games?
Yeah.
They need to bring that one back as well. But I mean, it's great that we have these cars, though.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get information in this car. Yeah, it looks like it was the XGR14 that was banned. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to pull it up now.
And BRZ it's on my stream. Like, it's just on a screenshot of the car. I just realised, I've only just realised till now. That's like such a drift car thing to do. The exhausts, the turbo, like the exhausts of the turbos are just sticking out the hood. That's what they like to do with drift cars, have obnoxious things like that. You know, I would just have the exhaust just sticking out the hood. It's totally bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's over 1,000 horsepower, that car, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me just look on it. Yeah, I got 1,900, just over 1,000, yeah. Nearly 1,200 horsepower, 1,900, 1,195.
That's enough to power a submarine.
No wonder it makes so much tyre smoke. That's why I love it. It's all that horsepower, isn't it? That's why it creates so much tyre smoke.
Yeah.
If that was real life, yeah, I'd probably, my tyres would be gone on the first corner.
Sorry guys, I'm just trying to do some research in this Jaguar. Got the XGR14 here, what a machine. It looks like a spaceship.
Yeah. I love that BMW. I've got to buy that. I want to buy that next. The Vision GT, what's that called? I'm going to look now. I've been wanting to buy that, but I've been reluctant to buy it because how bad the handling it was on Gran Turismo Sport with it. So
what car is that?
I'll tell you. It looks like that, I can't remember what that company's called. They make these like custom wide body cars, and they look futuristic. They look really cool. It don't look like a Vision GT car. It looks like some sort of custom BMW. The BMW, what was it? BMW 3GT. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. I was actually thinking about that when I was out walking the dogs tonight. I was thinking I'll have to get that car.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a concept in it, but it looks like a custom by one of these. I think it's the same people from Need Speed Heat. You know them KS. That's it. The KS cars. That's what it looks like. It looks like one of their custom creations, doesn't it? But it's,
yeah, it looks cool. I like the paint job on it. The BMW M colours as well.
Yeah, I like that, but I like the black. It's like gunmetal, but dark.
I can't. Hopefully, I'll try. I'll do a little bit I'll do a little bit more digging. But yeah, there was some Jaguar banned from Le Mans for some so-called regulation, but it was hogwash. I'll see if I can find.
How much is this car? 1 million credits. Okay. I'll just grind that waste do that waste one time, and then yeah, there we go. It's a Vision GT car, so there's probably NA on every single performance part, though. You know what I mean? Because the them Vision GT cars, they don't like you modify them, do they?
No, they don't.
I bet I can't even change the wings on it. I might be able to change the whims, but yeah, I do like that BMW, like the colours, like the way it like flows. It looks cool.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the M colours. What is it? Blue, red, and white.
Like they've done it like the way it flows, like the slipstream. I think that's why they've done it, like to like where the air would go, like in the air tunnel. That's pretty cool. I'll probably copy that idea, like copy that livery, but instead of BMW colours, just have it different colours than like colours I want. That's quite cool.
That's it. I mean, it's such a nice paint job. It'll look good in any car.
Yeah. That M6 GT3 endurance model, was it 16? I hate that thing. It looks like it's got caught like peanut allergy thing, you know. It's like all bloated. It ate some peanuts. That's what happened, didn't it?
Yeah, I think probably take this Jaguar out and then I'm falling asleep here, guys.
So,
What are you up to, Shirality?
I'm just racing Tokyo.
You're doing the good old money grind. Yeah, we'll have to try to get that done as much as possible before the nerf.
yeah, I still got that invitation for the Lamborghini, but anyway. Yeah, I'm not buying it, but I'm not buying it. But I'll take them whims. And take them whims, put them on a different car, innit?
Yeah. Oh.
Them carbon whims look so cool.
Yeah, I like the red in the tires as well.
Yeah. See some whims like they're like that.
What are you saying about it? Yeah. What are you saying, my wee girl? Yeah, so it looks like this car actually kept the win. So when this car won, they actually kept it.
Talk about wheels. Have you heard of the? They're like the lightest wheels you can buy. They're made out of carbon fibre. Dymags. You heard of Dymags?
Yeah.
Like you can literally, on their website, they've got the whims like literally resting on an egg. Like they're that light. You could. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but an egg can take quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah. They must be incredibly lightweight if you can rest one of the whims on an egg, you know.
Yeah, I think from a particular angle, eggs can be pretty tough. You know?
Yeah.
You can stand on one.
Well, let's see what we can do to this.
In theory, we could. I guess if you get quite a few of them, get them all at the right angle, and then put a piece of wood on top, and then actually stand. Yeah.
Well, the Dimag website, they say the whims, it says not recommended for road use.
Oh,
So at least
because of the potholes. But that's a problem with carbon fibre.
Yeah,
it's very lightweight and very strong, but they crack easily.
Yeah.
And then when they break, they turn off into razor sharp shards.
Yeah.
It's like really dangerous. That's what they actually say killed Ayrton Senna. You know, like a lot of people like that big documentary on Ayrton Senna. They say, you know, you watch a whole movie about him, and then it doesn't even tell you how he died. I mean, like at the end, Ron Dennis, the old McLaren boss, you know, he says it. You know, he goes, you know, it wasn't Senna's fault. It was a car malfunction. You know, but he doesn't touch on it. But you know, I studied this for years. The Ayrton Senna, and that's also my gamer tag. I've called myself after him. You know, the best driver ever to have lived, I would say. I think it's pretty undisputed as well. You know, most people agree that he was the best of all time.
Yeah.
And but look, I studied the court case. You know, he died in 1994, 1st of May. You know, and you know, I won't even talk about a lot of the stuff there, but you can Google 1st of May. You know, but you know, May Day. But there's been a lot of high-profile people killed in that day, and you know, 1st of May '94, you know, he was killed, and then the court case which covered the cause of death was I think was it in July of 2007. You know, so it took you know, was it 13 years for it to have a proper court case. And in the court case it was ruled that car malfunction, it wasn't Senna's fault, it was actually the steering column had collapsed, and it was car malfunction that killed him. But his cause of death, the autopsy of Ayrton Senna was, he had a small cut above his right eye, tiny wee cut above his right eye, and the whole back of his head was blown open. Like he had a huge hole in the back of his head, you know, something that you would see from a bullet would, you know. So like that's on his autopsy. So that was all revealed in the court.
But he didn't even know.
Yeah, he had the back. Well. So what they say was when he hit the wall, and the tire like blew off the car. You know, when carbon fibre, when it breaks, it goes into like razor sharp things. So what they say is lasers, what happened. But when Senna smashed and hit the wall, the carbon fibre suspension snapped, and it went through his visor and went in above his top of his head, above his eye, and then it basically acted as a bullet, and then it blew a hole in the back of his head open. So like that's why like there was so much blood, and like when you know, when they got Senna's race suit, they washed it, and it was just all the washing machine was just all covered in blood, and you know, because he basically lost all of his blood from the hole in the back of his head. And but that's official. You can just Google that, guys. You know, Senna's autopsy is publicly available. You know, it's like what all went through the court. It's a small hole in the top right of his eyebrow, and then like a large hole in the back of his head, something you can see from a bullet. But anyway, it was you know, like in his autopsy, it wouldn't be mistaken that you know he was shot because he had a small hole above his eye and then big hole in the back of his head. But seemingly it was a bit of carbon fibre that, you know, when he hit the wall, a bit of carbon fibre from the suspension went through his visor, you know, went through the top of his eyebrow, you know, and then like as a projectile went out the back of his brain, you know. So he literally got his brains blown out, you know. And but of course they never found this. They never found this so-called bit of carbon fibre that went through the visor of his helmet, you know, and then up through his eye, and then like caused that big hole in the back of his head. So this isn't conspiracy theory. This went through a court case, I think in July 2007, and it was ruled that you know, Senna's death was a car malfunction. So that was proven in court. That Senna wasn't any fault of Senna, and it was also proven that Haugan, and they said that this mysterious carbon fibre shard went through his visor, through his head, and out the back of his head. And, but anyway, whatever it is, it's suspicious, you know. And the thing is, when you have one of the biggest movies at that time, I've got the Blu-ray sitting next to me. When you have one of the biggest movies of that year, about one of the biggest sportsmen that has ever lived, and they don't tell you how he died in the documentary, and when one Dennis just touches on it, it's like, it was said that it was car malfunction. He just touches on it in the documentary, and then so there's like half a sentence which is very, you know, it's like one Dennis is like, it was meant to be car malfunction, that Bill Senna. But we don't tell you because of that. We don't tell you that it was meant to be a bit of suspension that went through his head, you know. The whole thing is like dodgy, you know. The whole thing is dodgy. But anyway, there's much more I could say, but I'm not going to. You know, but that's the official cause of death for Senna was a small hole above his right eye. And a huge hole in the back of his head. That's what killed him. And because there's much worse accidents that Formula 1 drivers survived from. So, and in fact, somebody else hit, I think Gerhard Berger hit that wall before as well. You know, so there's other people hit that same wall Senna did, and they survived. You know, but the thing so-called that killed Senna was this bit of carbon fibre suspension went through his visor, through his head, out the back of his head. So, yeah, well, I don't believe it. I mean, they hid the car. They hid the car for 10 years. It could only have happened in Italy, the mafia, basically, mafia country. And the car was hidden for 10 years. Nobody was allowed to see the car. It's actually illegal. If it was done in any other country, Frank Williams would have been arrested in jail for, you know, with a fatality. Like, for example, if one of us was to die on the road today, nobody's allowed to go near the body. Nobody's allowed to touch anything of the car. You know, forensic have to come in and find out the exact cause of what happened. So, like in this island here, when we've only got a couple of roads in and out, you know, like when somebody dies on our roads, the roads are shut for 7 hours until forensic comes and inspects everything. So it's actually illegal. It's actually illegal what they did to Senna. So, but they could only have done it in Italy. So if it was done in any other country in the world, like Frank Williams and FIA would be in jail right now. You know, for interfering with the crime scene. You know, interfering with the fatality. You know, with the scene. So basically, what happened was, as soon as someone was taken out from the car, they took the car. Frank Williams got the black box, the computer out of the car, which tells you exactly what happened. You know, steering angles, everything about the car, accelerator, brake. That was taken out of the car and it was fiddled with. And they said, oh well, we can't take any data from this. It's been damaged without control. So they basically got rid of the information immediately, which is illegal. Again, if this has happened in any other country, they're interfering with forensic evidence there. So Frank Williams ordered one of the mechanics to take it out of the car and destroy it. Basically, that's what really happened. But they're saying it was just damage with the car accident. So that was the first crime. They weren't even allowed to touch it until forensic, but they did. The second crime was like real crime. The second crime was the Italian government hid the car for 10 years. So forensic were wanting to see the car, and investigate the car, but they weren't allowed near it for 10 years. And again, that could only have happened in Italy. So after 10 years, the car was finally given to the forensic analysts, and there wasn't much they could do with the car. But with the information they got, they ruled it that the suspension, the steering column had collapsed. You know, that's what it was ruled in the court case in 2007. That it was car malfunction that killed Senna. But it wasn't actually the car that killed him or the wallet. It was meant to be this so-called suspension component. But the whole thing just stinks to high heaven. You know, the whole thing just is, there's just one bit of corruption after another bit of corruption. Why was the car hidden for 10 years? Why was no one allowed to see it? And his helmet as well. Not only did they hide the car for 10 years, also Senna's helmet they hid for 10 years. What was the other thing they did? And they took the black box out of the car. And then they said, oh, everything's destroyed. So they weren't, like, by law, they're not allowed to touch anything in the car until forensic come in and investigate everything. But Frank Williams did that, you know, so that's burning in hell right now. Flipping that what he did there. You know, so there was a massive cover-up there. You know, and why did it take it took all of that years, 2007, you know, Senna died on the 1st of May, 1994. And it wasn't until, I think, July of 2007 where we actually got to the bottom of his death, but we didn't get to the bottom of it because everything was hidden and tampered with, you know, and everything. But again, you know, anyone with any common sense can watch the Senna documentary and find out how did he die, what caused the car accident, and why did that documentary, which was one of the most famous movies of that year, why did they not tell you how he died, and how did they tell you what happened in the car? You know, Ron Dennis managed to get like a little snippet and saying it was car malfunction. You know, the whole thing is, it's just, it's obvious to anyone that it was foul play involved, the Senna's thing. And it's the only time in history that a Formula 1 driver or a racing driver has died with a cloud hanging over the whole thing, you know, like, that had never been done before. You know, so like, there's been a lot of deaths in motorsport racing, but never with so much controversy and mysterious things happening, like what they did with Senna. My other gripe with this game is as well, I'm just looking at it now, I was going to touch on it earlier, but I forgot. This tuning shop is called understeer. In real life, in motorsport, the worst thing that could ever go near a vehicle is understeer. Where you have, like, Reed and Steven, where you turn the wheel and nothing happens, you just go straight off the road. So they've called the tuning shop in this game understeer, with the cars extreme properly. I mean, I've said it before in other lives.
So they're taking a nick out of us, basically.
Exactly, it's like, if there was a real tuning shop in real life called understeer, nobody would go near them. Because nobody would even think about having understeer where they're doing it. But yet they've called this tuning shop understeer. You know, like, it's like we should have called it oversteer, if anything, because you can manage oversteer, but understeer, the car doesn't want to turn, it just wants to drive straight off the road. So yeah, it's like they're trolling us, man. It's like, yeah, there's your tuning shop and it's understeer.
I'm like what I was saying about, like, on the border, like that, like the way the 177 Aston Martin is just understeers is horrendous. Like, it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Aston Martin.
It's the Japanese tricks. They trained to do the.
That car doesn't handle that, mate. You know what I mean?
What they're trying to.
With sarcastic British humour.
Yeah, the human comedy. As Nick in the live chat was saying, the human centipede.
Oh, I wouldn't even watch that video. No way. It's pretty much what it is though, like, yeah. Yeah, but they call that the they call that with drifting as well though. When you do drift chain, they call that a human centipede. So
Yeah.
I was sick of it earlier. That's cool.
yeah, that was sick earlier.
Yeah, so we're going to do some Corvette Group 3 racing. Are you guys up for that race? Is it
What,
Saturday
now?
night?
Yeah, Saturday.
So,
Yeah.
you up for that, Shirality?
Fine.
Yeah. I think yeah, Vern said it. I think he's banned me from using the ZR1 road car from tonight.
Oh, sick video.
He said I have to use a GT3. ZR. You saw it as well, didn't you? So it's like, yeah. That Corvette is blatantly OP.
Yeah, that's right. It's good.
I lapped you though. Yeah, I was like,
Cobra as well, yeah.
that Cobra's insane, yeah. No, that really is OP. Like that is just like glitched OP. To be honest, I think that's why it does a wheelie, because it's like the Aston Martin 177 does a wheelie as well, but I think it's breaking the game. I think that's why. Like the way I've tuned the gears in them cars, I think it's I'm breaking the game by doing that, you know. Like my car's not supposed to be able to do that, you know. That's probably what it is.
Let's see what this Jaguar's like to drive.
I like that.
I have to put my couch back closer to the wheel.
We are going to end my stream now anyway. Alright.